जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाए तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक। जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय।
सुनो इससे, चलो ये तो दिख जाएंगे, ऑडियंस इसे दिखेगी, इसे रोटेट करना पड़ेगा।
According to the traditional values, I would like to request all the dignitaries to please light the lamp before Saraswati to get her blessings to make this Industry Academia Week 2023 all successful. It is a very good moment that we will start Onkar Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, EMSP, Uttarakhand Technical University. We are also enlightened to begin Mr. Sagar Radhi, Lead Learning and Development, HR Department, Bristol, Dr. Rahul Singh, Head of Incubation, Government Institute of Medical Sciences, Mr. Subhati Bhattacharya, Associate Vice President, Essential. With these dignitaries, the blessings of Mata Saraswati, we will start this program. The further continuation of this program, I would like to request Mr. Sandeep Singer, Vice Chairman, JBIT Group of Institution, Professor Dr. P.K. Chaudhary, Director, JBIT Group of Institution, Professor Dr. Vishant Kumar, Registrar, JBIT Group of Institution, to present Tulsi Plant and Shawl to the Honorable Chief Guest of today's program, Professor Dr. Onkar Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor of MSP Uttarakhand Technical University. I would like to request Dr. Sanjeev Gill sir, Mr. Puneet sir to present Tulsi Plant and Shawl to Dr. Rahul Singh, Head of Incubation, Government Institute of Medical Sciences, Greater Noida. I would like to request Manoj Chaudhary sir, Naveen sir to present Tulsi Plant and Shawl to Mr. Subhajit Bhattacharya, Associate Vice President, Essential. I would like to request Dr. Sandeep Kumar Chaudhary sir, Mr. Vikas Chamoli sir, who is the head of the training and placement cell, to please come on the forward area of this stage with the association of Mr. Aditya Singh and Mr. Abhinandan Kumar Patil collectively, because they are representing the ICT team, through which then sponsorship we are organizing this Industry Academy Meet 2023 with the cooperation of ICT Academy. And cultural values with our education system under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. The new education policy has of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. The new education policy has been formulated to reach the unreached. According to the expert, there are 6 major dimensions of NEP 2020 through which the entire education system and industry can be collectively integrated and reformulated. The points are promotion of experiential learning in the education, setting up of innovation and entrepreneurship hubs, joint research and development projects, professional development of faculty, industry participation in curriculum development, and industry academia forums and collaborations. On this important occasion, Industry Academia Meet 2023, I would like to invite Director Sir Professor Dr. P.K. Chaudhary, who is the Director of JBIT Group of Institution, to hold his golden words to start this initiative.
Thank you, Imranji, for calling me on the podium with fascinating words to propose welcome address. Respected Sri Sandeep Singhal ji, Vice Chairman JBIT, Chief Guest of today's function, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of our affiliating university, Veer Madhav Singh Bhandari, Uttaranchal Technical University, Dr. Rahul Singh, President, Essential, Sri Subhasis Bhattacharya ji, Assistant Vice President, and Dr. Visant ji, Honorable Registrar, JBIT, distinguished faculty, staff, and student members. Please accept my heartiest, pretty good morning wish to have this day nice and awesome. Today is certainly an auspicious day that the head of the university himself is hampered, and ultimately there will be huge economic loss of the country. Furthermore, there will be chronic dependence of our industry on foreign collaboration. Considering this ugly picture posed before, probably the new education policy has put the industry academia collaboration at the top of its manifesto. So much so, this is also the aim of without proper hooking of industry in academia. At last but not least, I pray the Almighty that all events of the program will go.
Dear student, as I stated in the opening speech that the India is leading the world, वो हाईली एजुकेटेड के साथ साथ वेल एजुकेटेड थे, क्योंकि उन्होंने सिर्फ भगवान से नहीं मांगा, उन्होंने डायरेक्ट भगवान को मांगा, और उस मांग के बाद उनकी विश पूरी होने के बाद पूरे लंका का दहन हुआ और उनकी वीरता और अष्ट सिद्धियों की ज्ञाता, जिसको कि हम एजुकेशन के एक सिंपल कंसीडर करते हैं, जिनकी चीजों पर डायमेंशंस पर हम आज रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, वो हमारे लिए यकीनन ऑर्नामेंट है। सर के प्रोफाइल की बात थी, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर ओमकार सिंह, हु इज द वाइस चांसलर ऑफ VMS टू उत्तराखंड टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी। प्रोफाइल इतना बड़ा है कि समुद्र की कुछ बूंदों तक मैं पहुंच पाऊंगा अगर सुबह से लेकर शाम तक पढ़ूं। तो मैं बिना देरी किए भगवान से न मांगकर डायरेक्ट जो गुरु भगवान का रूप होते हैं उन्हीं को मैं इनवाइट करता हूं, ताकि वो इंडस्ट्री मीट पर एड्रेस करें।
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dignitaries sitting on the dais, all stakeholders of this institution, comprising of the teachers, officers, staff, from press and media. It's my proud privilege to be with you in this inaugural session of the Industry Academy meet which has been organized by this institution. This particular industry academia interaction, industry academia connect, industry academia collaboration, or vice versa, has been in a buzzing word since last many decades. And this will continue. We'll be having the education system, and we'll be having the economic activities revolving around us. But there is a perennial conflict. Industry has a strong perception that whatever academia does, it does not lead to any value. But all those who are part of the academia, they have been students at some point of time. There is nobody who has not been the part of education system. So the sense of respect, the sense of responsibility towards the academic institution is warranted. It's not something which somebody is doing, somebody is obliging by doing so. It's the responsibility of all those who are running their economy to have a sense of responsibility towards the educational institutions, because these are the educational institutions which are rolling out the competent minds and the competent human resource which can take forward your activities which add value to you as well as add value to the society. The sustainability of the civilization requires the education system to be strong, to have in the classrooms, in the laboratories. 35 or 40 years of the active life period, you have to be constantly on toes. You have to learn so many things, depending upon the circumstances, depending upon the retraining of the human resource coming in a raw form from the academic institutions. Those who are from the industry, they may have their own opinion about what I am saying, but there was a time, about 3 decades back, from where the product is going out to the industry and that is being put on the job. So nobody complains that the schools are not performing their job well. Nobody complains that the language skills, the life skills are not being taught in the schools. The parents are also themselves responsible because they have shifted their focus. They do not want their kids to waste time. For them it's a wastage of time if they read history, geography, English, Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi. Means languages have simply lost their weightage. So then you say that we do not have the communication skills. And it's a very peculiar problem through which countries, the kind of 40 and odd subjects which we teach and the kind of environment which we give to the students in imparting them to have an opportunity to have 360-degree well-rounded personality. So the academia industry connect should be established to take care of. So looking upon the present circumstances, a lot of focus is on IT industry and the related jobs. So today's institutional requirement and the requirement of the complete technical education setup is to roll out the core engineering graduates who have the competence to take care of the IT related engineer, electrical engineer to be job ready for the artificial intelligence industry. I do not want the artificial intelligence graduate to be job ready for the mechanical engineering jobs. I want vice versa, because there are a lot of institutions, a lot of numbers who are solely dedicated and devoted to the computer science and allied domains. We as a university, Uttarakhand Technical University, wish our students from the core engineering disciplines to be ready to take jobs in the computer and IT domains, and at the same time they should have the core competence. So when the time changes, when the IT industry gets saturated, they can come back to their parent engineering stream. So that's the mandate with which university is moving as of now. Those who are from the industry, I'll be happy to share that we have 215 undergraduate programs. We have 215 variants of the BTech degree in our university. So if you talk of the civil engineering alone, there are 21 variants of the civil engineering. So the students are also not aware of all those things because nobody wants to read today. Because schools have failed in inculcating a practice of reading. Your primary education has simply failed in discharging the responsibility. They have simply created you for cracking certain examinations. If you look into the university's website, you will find a lot of information which helps you in making your role, and they will be essential say ingredients for the sustainability of this civilization, and taking the manpower which is rolled out by the education system, and majority of the education system is being taken care by the state universities. The national institutions of importance are very small numbers. They are taking care of very small number of the engineering and technology graduates. So the majority is falling back in the ambit of state universities. So industry should have an open mind, come forward, have a proper and long-term perennial relationship with the academic institutions, tell them long-term perennial relationship with the academic institutions, tell them about your requirements, and let the students be exposed to the real life issues without sacrificing their core competence. So with these words, I extend my best wishes to JBIT's group of institutions for holding this event, and let it not be a one-time event. I'll be very happy if it is a perennial practice, and you every day you have an industry expert coming to your institution, and there is a cross-fertilization of the ideas. Students who are with us, they are the novel minds, they are very pious souls, they have a lot of creativity in themselves, and they are the treasure which is there with the education institution, and nobody else can have this opportunity which we have. So industry is welcome to this institution, industry is welcome to the whole higher education segment, but it should not be a one-time event, it should be a perennial relationship, and let there be a constant footfall of the industry representatives in the institutions of this kind, so that the engineering graduates, pharmacy professionals, management professionals get benefited out of it. Thank you very, very much for the patient hearing. Jai Hind.
We are highly thankful to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Omkar Singh, who has guided us about the entire education system. And we, the JBIT group of institution, promise that we will continue our efforts to make education effective and with the industry integrated purpose. On this occasion, I would like to request Mr. Sandeep Singhal, Vice Chairman of JBIT Group of Institution, Professor Dr. P.K. Chaudhary sir, to present a book to Honorable Chief Guest. This book has been written by Radhakrishnan Pillai, and this book is dedicated to corporate Chanakya. Chanakya, who was the saint of India, and he is known the principal of all the principles, and Chanakya is addressing the super intelligence for the super luxury life of Indians to make India again golden world. सर का बहुत बिजी शेड्यूल था और सर ने अपने जो गोल्डन टाइम पीरियड हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन के साथ दिया है, हम उस बात के लिए हार्टली थैंकफुल हैं कि सर ने इतना प्रीशियस टाइम देकर इस हमारी इंडस्ट्री एकेडमी और मीट में हमें एड्रेस किया, और हम यकीनन इन इस तरह की जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उनको आगे कंटिन्यू रखेंगे. With a short break, we will start this program.
नहीं नहीं आपको बस
Imran sir.
And I would like to read the profile of the first speaker of this Industry Academia Week 2023. Dr. Raman Singh, Head Incubation, Government Institute of Medical Sciences, Greater Noida, is sharing his gracious presence with us. He is the man who is known to create, design and implement innovative ideas that are equally responsible, make India incredible university, as well as PhD in management and expertise in health communication. He has received extensive training in oral care for clinical oncology, and he has been the leader of Corona Warriors during the tough time of COVID-19. मैं यहाँ अपने स्टूडेंट्स को ये बता देना चाहता हूँ कि जो कैंसर अवेयरनेस की कोविड-19 की और अर्ली डिटेक्शन जाते हैं, जो मेडिकल साइंस में उन्होंने अपना कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया है, हम उसका रिगार्ड करते हैं, वेलकम करते हैं, ऑनर करते हैं, मान रखते हैं और सम्मान करते हैं और सर के जज्बे को सलाम करते हैं। तो यकीनन
Right. So my purpose in next 40 minutes will be आपसे बात करना। सेशन में कुछ डिफरेंट सा करेंगे। पूरा सेशन एकेडमिक और बात हो रही है। We'll be talking about the new culture which is going on in the country, that's startup culture. Right? आप में से कितने लोगों ने शार्क टैंक के बारे में सुना है? Very good, very good. मैं चाहता हूं कि हिंदी कंफर्टेबल है ना? वेरी कंफर्टेबल। सो कितने लोग चाहते हैं कि शार्क टैंक में आप भी जाएं? शार्क टैंक में आप भी जाएं, कितने लोग चाहते हैं? अरे खुद से तो चाहना मतलब कोई रूल थोड़ी है। मैं तो चाहता हूं मैं चांद पे जाऊं। क्या आप नहीं चाहते कि आप शार्क टैंक पे जाओ? वेरी गुड। तो एक दो हाथ मुझे दिख रहे हैं। आज के सेशन में मैं ये कोशिश करूंगा ये बता I am by training a dentist, Masters in Social Communication, then PhD in Brand Management और Oral Oncology and then FMS FMS। ये मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि जो अभी वीसी साहब कह रहे थे कि जरूरत ये है, अगर आप मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर भी हैं, but you should be ready for AI. You should always be multi-skilled, multi-dimensional, right? This medical college of mine, यूपी गवर्नमेंट का, राज्य सरकार का पहला मेडिकल इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है। जितने लोगों ने भी इंक्यूबेशन, फार्मेसी के बच्चे हैं क्या क्राउड में? कुछ बच्चे फार्मेसी के नहीं, मेजरली इंजीनियरिंग के, राइट? मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं, या फिर आपके आसपास जो भी कुछ चल रहा हो उसमें जो इंजीनियरिंग है, यू कैन नॉट इग्नोर इट, राइट? कुछ एग्जांपल्स मेरे सेशन के 3 हिस्से में। पहले सेक्शन में 10-15 मिनट में मैं आपको एक्चुअल स्टोरीज बताऊंगा जो अलग अलग मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में इंजीनियर्स ने चमत्कार इन्वेंशन करा है हेल्थ में। अमूमन ये लगता है कि हम एक मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हैं, हमारा काम तो सिर्फ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग के अराउंड होगा। ये एक डॉक्टर है, उसका काम सिर्फ पेशेंट देखने का है। एक कंप्यूटर, आप जैसे लोग, राइट? मेडिकल इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ओके, किस किस को कोविड हुआ था यहाँ पे? ओ, सबसे मैं कोविड की का जिक्र जानबूझ के कर रहा हूं। जितनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है ना, उतना बड़ा अपॉर्चुनिटी होता है स्टार्टअप के लिए। स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करने के पीछे एक फंडामेंटल नियम है कि फिगर आउट द प्रॉब्लम and then figure out how big is the problem and then figure out कितने लोगों का ये प्रॉब्लम है और फिर इस प्रॉब्लम के लिए सॉल्यूशन क्या है आपके पास और कितना नायाब सॉल्यूशन है। क्या इस उसमें कोई नॉवेल्टी है? अगर उस सॉल्यूशन में एक नॉवेल्टी है तो आपको उसका पेटेंट मिलेगा। पेटेंट क्या होता है? पेटेंट कुछ नायाब जुगाड़ लगा कि चीजें सॉल्यूशन तो थी बट आपने जो इजाद करा है वो डिफरेंट है, वो दुनिया में सिर्फ आपने करा है उस वक्त। तो आपको उस वक्त के उस इन्वेंशन के लिए एक पेटेंट ग्रांट होता है, एक सर्टिफिकेट ग्रांट होता है कि भाई अगले कुछ वर्षों के लिए ये चीजें आपके साथ तो लाइसेंस आउट कर सकते हैं, जिसके बारे में हम और भी बात करेंगे। जो एकेडमिक जितना रिसर्च होता है वो रिसर्च प्रोडक्ट में सबके पास पेपर्स बहुत सारे होते हैं। आप स्कोपस में लिख रहे होते हैं, आप नेचर में लिख रहे होते हैं, आप पबमेड में लिख रहे होते हैं, लेकिन ये सब मार्केट प्रोडक्ट में चेंज नहीं होते मेजरली। ये हमारे पर्सनल ग्रोथ में तो जरूर कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे होते हैं, हमारी सैलरी बढ़ रही होती है, हमारा प्रमोशन हो रहा होता है। हो सकता है कि कॉलेज में आप एक ऐसा आपने इन्वेंट करा है जो बहुत मैजिकल हो, लेकिन आपने कन्वर्ट नहीं करा। आइडिया को मरने नहीं देना है। इसी सोच के साथ भारत सरकार ने भारत के सारे इंस्टीट्यूट में आईआईसी की गठन करी है, इंस्टीट्यूशनल इनोवेशन काउंसिल। बहुत प्रीमियर तरीके से चल रहे इंस्टीट्यूशंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, बिजनेस इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर्स एंड देन दी हेल्थ केयर, इसको कनेक्ट करने के लिए आए हुए हैं। जो पोटेंशियल आपकी है वो एक डॉक्टर की नहीं है और हो भी नहीं सकती। आप एक बहुत नायाब डिवाइस बनाते हैं, लेकिन वो डिवाइस बिना क्लिनिकल वैलिडेशन के मार्केट में नहीं जा सकता। क्या होता है क्लिनिकल वैलिडेशन, हम उसकी बात भी करेंगे, क्यों जरूरी होता है ये भी बात करेंगे। तो इट इज अबाउट कनेक्टिंग एंड अबाउट द राइट अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट वी विल डायग्नोस। ये मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि मेडिकल कॉलेजेस अमूमन 2-3 प्राइमरी काम होते हैं हमारे। तो पेशेंट देखना प्राइमरी ड्यूटी, दूसरा मेडिकल एजुकेशन जो हमारे पास एमबीबीएस, बीडीएस, फार्मेसी, टेक्नोलॉजी, अलग अलग कोर्सेज जो हमारे पास चल रहे हैं उन बच्चों को पढ़ाने का, और तीसरा रिसर्च। अब सरकार ये चाहती है कि आप ये जो तीनों काम कर रहे हैं, चौथा सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट काम आप नहीं कर रहे हैं कि आपने जो अपने दम पर रिसर्च प्रोड्यूस करा है, या आपका आइडिया है बट आप चाहते हैं कि कोई और कमर्शियलाइज करे इसको, तो इस तरह की सुविधाएं इंस्टीट्यूशन में अवेलेबल कराना। तो इसी कड़ी में वी वर द फर्स्ट मेडिकल कॉलेज, राइट? 4 साल पुराने हैं। वी वर रैंक्ड 1 इन कोविड केयर इन एंटायर यूपी, प्राइवेट और सरकारी अस्पताल मिला के। बहुत नया, और यही अच्छी बात होती है यंग स्टार्टअप बच्चों से कि आपके बारे में परसेप्शन नहीं होता, बस ये पता है कि बहुत पोटेंशियल है और पोटेंशियल को इवैल्यूएट कर रहे होते हैं। अलग अलग इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं कि जब हम कोविड की बात कर रहे थे, आपको पता है ना कि कोविड के टेस्ट 3 तरीके से होते हैं, आरटीपीसीआर, एंटीजन, 2 पता है ना सबको, एक तीसरा भी होता है, पता है किसी को? ट्रूनेट। ये 3 अलग अलग तरीके हैं, लेकिन जब कोविड के टेस्ट की शुरुआत हुई तो बहुत कम जगह आरटीपीसीआर की सुविधा थी। आप आज सैंपल दो, शुरुआत में 5-6 दिन लगते थे, किसी बड़े सेंटर पर रिपोर्ट जाती थी और फिर रिपोर्ट आती थी 5-6 दिन में। आज के दिन कोविड की आरटीपीसीआर रिपोर्ट आने में 3.5 घंटे लगते, 7 दिन 3.5 घंटे में कन्वर्ट हो गया है। जब कोविड आया था तो दुनिया में एंटीजन किट्स नहीं थी। इट इज पीपल लाइक यू, इंजीनियर्स लाइक यू, बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियर्स लाइक यू, जिसने मैजिक क्रिएट किया कि आज यहां से निकल जाओ, किसी न किसी शॉप पे, मेडिकल स्टोर पे आपको एंटीजन किट मिल जाएगा कि आप 2 मिनट में पता कर लोगे। इंपॉर्टेंट यह है कि जो एक टेक्नोलॉजी थी और इतनी तकलीफ थी इस बात से कि 7 दिन लग रहे हैं, एंटीजन किट्स मार्केट में आए, ये दुनिया का वन ऑफ द रिमार्केबल इनोवेशन था। वैक्सीन बनने में अमूमन 20-30 साल लगते हैं, पता है ना? कोविड के दौरान वैक्सीन को कितना वक्त लगा? 1.5 साल। जितनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम उतनी। पुणे में एक इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है जिन्होंने इनको हेल्प किया ग्रो करने में, और फिर वो दुनिया का नया चीज लेकर आए। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात करते हैं, आपको लगा कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हेल्थ में क्या करता है। ये आर्टिकल में डाला हुआ है कि बहुत सारी बीमारियां ऐसी हैं जिनके सिम्टम्स होते हैं और बाद में डिजीज एग्रेसिवली बढ़ जाती है। एक सिस्टम और एक मशीन या एक टेक्नोलॉजी बेहतर परफॉर्म कर रही होती है अर्ली स्क्रीनिंग ऑफ द डिजीज में। कैसे कर रही होती है उसकी ही बात करेंगे। यस, जिनकी फोटो आप देख रहे हैं, ये एक इंजीनियर है कोलकाता के, बहुत एक नॉर्मल से फैमिली से आते हैं। इनको यह मालूम चला इनकी बहन से कि पीरियड से बहुत दर्द होता है, और पीरियड से ऐसा मसला है जिसके बारे में लोग बात नहीं करते, 2 फ्रेंड्स भी बात नहीं करते। और इतना ज्यादा पेन का सॉल्यूशन क्या है? क्योंकि he was studying engineering, he went to 1-2 मेडिकल स्कूल्स, ये पता करने के लिए कि दर्द इतना क्यों होता है कि लोग परेशान होते हैं। He studied the mechanism behind pain. पेन होते कितने तरह के हैं, पेन मैकेनिज्म काम कैसे करता है, गेट्स थ्योरी ऑफ पेन है क्या। इसके बाद इसने 2 और को-फाउंडर ढूंढे कि भाई क्या हम कुछ ऐसा क्रिएट कर सकते हैं कि पेन खत्म सा हो जाए। ये उनका बिलीव था कि क्या हम एक ऐसी कोई डिवाइस बना सकते हैं कि अगर किसी को नहीं दिख रहा चश्मा पहने तो दिखने लगता है ना, क्या हम ऐसा कुछ बना सकते हैं एक डिवाइस कि हमने वो डिवाइस बनाया और किसी ने यूज करा और पेन खत्म हो गया। शुरुआत में जिस लोगों ने ये बात सुनी, सबको लगा बेकार आइडिया है, ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता, क्योंकि एक प्रॉब्लम है, लोग प्रॉब्लम को बर्दाश्त करेंगे, महिलाएं बेहतर बताएंगी, चाहे वो हॉट वाटर बैग लगाएंगी, चाहे पेन किलर्स देंगी, और मेजर कोई मैकेनिज्म बचता नहीं झेलने के अलावा। और ओवर यूज ऑफ पेन किलर्स आल्सो बैड। ये अपना आइडिया लेकर जाते हैं आईआईटी पटना में कि जी हमारे दिमाग में ऐसा कुछ चल रहा है, हम लोग अभी पढ़ रहे हैं लेकिन हमें पता नहीं कि क्या होगा। आईआईटी पटना के किसी प्रोफेसर को लगता है कि बहुत दमदार आइडिया है, उस आइडिया को रिफाइन करते हैं, उनको 10 लाख रुपए देते हैं कि ये पैसा लो, और ये पैसा किसी को भी मिल सकता है। आप जितने लोग बैठे हैं, अगर आइडिया में कन्विक्शन है और आप राइट इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर पर हैं, तो आईआईटी ने इनको 10 लाख रुपए दिए कि आप जो सोच रहे हैं। तब तक इन्होंने गेट्स थ्योरी के मैकेनिज्म पूरा पढ़ लिया था कि हाउ डज द ब्रेन फील द इंपल्स ऑफ पेन। और इनका जो डिवाइस है, जो दुनिया की पहली डिवाइस इन्होंने डिजाइन करी है मेड इन इंडिया, नॉन इन्वेसिव, मतलब कि शरीर में कहीं इंजेक्ट नहीं होता, पे एक पैच लगाना होता है। एक डिवाइस है जो उनके हाथ में है और प्रॉब्लम अगले पिक्चर पे भी है। लोअर एब्डोमेन कि आप हमारे साथ क्लिनिकल प्रैक्टिकल ट्राई करेंगे। सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट, क्या इसके रेगुलर यूज करने से शरीर में कोई बदलाव तो नहीं आ जाएगा, क्या कोई हार्मोनल चेंजेस तो नहीं होंगे, और क्या ये सेफ है? जब इन तमाम चीजों के आंसर मिलते हैं उसके बाद एक डिवाइस सर्टिफाई होता है। फिर एन नंबर ऑफ मैकेनिज्म है डिवाइस के सर्टिफाई होने की, क्या लेवल ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी जा रही है, क्या वो हार्मफुल तो नहीं है, और इन सब चीजों दुनिया के सामने जो 2 स्टार्टअप चूज हुए थे उनमें से ये भी एक थे। एज अ मेडिकल कॉलेज हम इस तरह के इन्वेंशन चाहते हैं। इंडियन प्रॉब्लम जो मास प्रॉब्लम है, इंसान की कॉमन सी प्रॉब्लम है, क्या ऐसे प्रॉब्लम का हम टेक्नोलॉजी सॉल्यूशन निकाल सकते हैं? और इसका सॉल्यूशन है कि निकाल सकते हैं, राइट? अभी क्लिनिकली वैलिडेट होंगे, रेगुलेटरीज और काफी सारी हैं। पर्पस ये बताने का कि हेल्थ एक बहुत बड़ा डोमेन है और इंजीनियरिंग के लोग बहुत कमाल कर रहे हैं, और आपके लिए बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटी है जो हेल्थ में रखी हुई है। बस आपका थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट स्लिप देगा कि आपको ब्लड की रिक्वायरमेंट है, ब्लड है कि नहीं है। अगर ब्लड है तो फिर डोनर का इंतजाम करते हैं और फिर लेकर आते हैं, चाहे कितनी भी जरूरत होगा। ब्लड नहीं है अस्पताल में तो नहीं है। एक स्टार्टअप हमारे पास आए हुए हैं, वो ये चाहते हैं कि हम एज मेडिकल कॉलेज ये बताएं कि उस ब्लड बैग की पैकिंग कैसी होगी कि जब वो ग्राउंड से उड़ेगा और डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर से वैरी करते हुए फिर लैंड करेगा, इस टेम्परेचर वेरिएशन में ब्लड की क्वालिटी तो खराब नहीं होगी। इस टेम्परेचर वेरिएशन में ब्लड की क्वालिटी खराब ना हो वो तय करना हमारा काम है। सेफली ब्लड पहुंचाना ड्रोन वाले बंदे का काम है। लेकिन यही तो इनोवेशन है कि आप हेल्थ केयर की बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर देना चाहते हैं यूजिंग ड्रोन। इतनी सारी, वरना आपको लगेगा कि पिज्जा तो जा ही रहा है। ये शिफ्ट किया है बेस से एक पर्टिकुलर हाइट, तो ये बात चलेगी अगर 50 केजी ड्रोन ले जा सकता है तो क्या 150 किलो भी ले जा सकता है? और जब इसका आंसर आ जाएगा कि यस, तो फिर अगली बात यह आएगी क्या ड्रोन एम्बुलेंस पॉसिबल है? क्या द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज ड्रोन एम्बुलेंस, राइट? एयर एम्बुलेंसेस है, एयर एम्बुलेंसेस है। अभी हमें चीजों को देखना है कि क्या अफोर्डेबल क्यों होना चाहिए, राइट? नेक्स्ट ओके, मेरे पास मेरे मेडिकल कॉलेज में हमारे 3 स्टार्टअप है जो मेंटल हेल्थ में काम कर रहे हैं। ये तीनों भारत के प्रीमियर संस्थानों के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। मेंटल हेल्थ में क्या काम कर रहे हैं? उन्होंने एक ऐप डेवलप करा है जिस ऐप से आपको बात करनी होती है 1 हफ्ते तक, और जब आप इस ऐप से बात करते हैं यू अंडरस्टैंड द राइट टाइम टू सी द क्लिनिशियन। जब ये तकलीफ ये हुई कि लगा कि सर हम जब इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में थे तो हमें तो सब कुछ अलाउड था, पूरे क्लास में सबका रिकॉर्ड कर लो, सबको एक हमने कह दिया कि भाई ये ऐप लो, आप 6 घंटे इसमें बात करके डालते हो रिकॉर्डिंग तो आपको 200 रुपए मिल रहे हैं। पूरा इंस्टीट्यूट ही लगा पड़ा है इसमें कि भाई डेटा भर गया। एज अ मेडिकल इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर हम ये बताते हैं कि आप किसी का भी वॉइस कहीं भी ऐसे रिकॉर्ड नहीं कर सकते। वॉइस इज अ बायोलॉजिकल सैंपल, हर किसी की वॉइस डिफरेंट है। तो क्या हम किसी को भी वॉइस रिकॉर्ड करने के देंगे? नहीं करने देंगे। तो हम लोगों ने वॉइस ट्रैक क्रिएट किया है। जो पेशेंट हमारे आते हैं पेशेंट की मर्जी के साथ कि क्या आप वॉलंटियर करना चाहते हैं इसमें, और जो करना चाहते हैं उनकी रिकॉर्डिंग होती है, और ये डेटा अस्पताल का होता है। ये पेशेंट की प्राइवेसी भी तो है कि आप डिप्रेशन या एंजाइटी में आप क्या बातें कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर से, ये अंडर प्राइवेसी आता है कि वो आपके और डॉक्टर के बीच हो। जब वो रिकॉर्ड हो रहा था तो आपकी मर्जी से हो रहा होता है, और फिर उस डेटा को ये अलग अलग मेंटल हेल्थ कंपनीज जो आ रही है एप्लीकेशन लेके उसको यूज करेंगी और उस पर चेक कि व्हाट लेवल ऑफ डेटा इज ओके, राइट? आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, मशीन लर्निंग को टेक्नोलॉजी में यूज कर ही रहे हैं हर जगह, लेकिन बताया जाए कॉर्पोरेट में है। एक तो तरीका ये है कि आप रोज फोन कर लें, 8 घंटे में फोन कर लें। What he did is, एक उन्होंने मैकेनिज्म डेवलप करा, डब्बा है, डब्बा तो सिर्फ डब्बा है। What he did is, एक उन्होंने मैकेनिज्म डेवलप करा, डब्बा है, डब्बा तो सिर्फ डब्बा है, डब्बे के ऊपर हार्डवेयर है। उस हार्डवेयर में वाईफाई कनेक्टिविटी है जो फोन से कनेक्ट होता है उनके फोन से, और उसी के ऊपर एक स्पेस है जहां आप मेडिसिन डाल देते हैं, कम से कम 7 दिन की या 30 डेज का, अलग अलग पैकेट्स अवेलेबल है, और पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे आप एंड्रॉइड फोन से उसमें फिट कर देते हैं कौन सी दवा कितने बजे लेनी है, वो दवा उतने बजे उस डब्बे में गिर जाता है। जैसे गिरता है उससे एक वॉइस नोट आता है, और वॉइस नोट तब तक बंद नहीं होता जब तक वो दवा उससे निकल जाए, राइट? अब इमेजिन कीजिए एक ये हेल्थ केयर की कितनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम को आपने बड़ी आसानी से सॉल्व कर दिया। दिस इज यूजिंग योर टेक्नोलॉजी, योर एक्सपर्टीज एंड सॉल्विंग अ वेरी वेरी बिग प्रॉब्लम। और जब ये प्रॉब्लम का साइज बहुत बड़ा है तो आपकी कंपनी अपने आप बड़ी हो जाती है, राइट मेंटरिंग के साथ। ओके, अवेयरनेस ऑफ प्रिवेंशन। बहुत सारी बीमारियां ऐसी हैं जैसे मुंह का कैंसर, जिसके बारे में बात भी हो रही थी। मुंह के कैंसर का जो लक्षण है वो कैंसर होने से 4-5 साल पहले आप देख सकते हैं। मुंह में एक सफेद सा दाग होता है, कितना सफेद, इतना सफेद। अब आप सोचेंगे कि जब मुंह के अंदर एक दाग इतना सफेद सा होता है तो स्क्रीन क्यों नहीं हो पाता, हम तय क्यों नहीं कर पाते कि भाई ये लक्षण आ गए। मुंह में अमूमन 2 तरह के चेंजेस दिखते हैं, रेड एंड व्हाइट। लेकिन जब ये पैचेस आ रहे होते हैं मुंह में तो पेशेंट को दर्द नहीं हो रहा होता, और अगर ये अनट्रीटेड रह गए 4-5 साल के लिए तो इनमें लक्षण आने शुरू होते हैं। पहला लक्षण होता है बहुत मिर्च लगना, फिर धीरे धीरे इतना मिर्च लगना कि वो आपको लगता है कि दिस इज नाउ बिकमिंग एबनॉर्मल। इस तरह के जो पैचेस अवेलेबल हैं जिसमें पेन नहीं होता, जो अनडायग्नोस्ड है, उसमें यूजिंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। अभी भी हमें स्टार्टअप जो क्या करता है कि आपको ओरल कैविटी के पिक्चर्स क्लिक करने हैं, उनका एक अलग से कैमरा है, ऐसे मुंह फुला के वो पूरा 360 डिग्री क्लिक हो जाता है, और फिर इट टेल्स यू द चांसेस दैट व्हाट आर द चांसेस। डायग्नोसिस नहीं मांग रहे, वी आर नॉट रिप्लेसिंग डॉक्टर्स, ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि जो हेल्थ साइंसेस है, हेल्थ साइंसेस नहीं है। प्रैक्टिसिंग मेडिसिन इज एन आर्ट। आप कहते हैं कि वो डॉक्टर बड़ा अच्छा था, वो डॉक्टर अच्छा नहीं था। अब आप समझिए कि आपने डॉक्टर नहीं पढ़ी, लेकिन आपने 5 मिनट के तजुर्बे से ही बता दिया वो डॉक्टर बहुत अच्छा था। आप जो बताते हैं वो अच्छा है, क्या बताते हैं? अपने एक्सपीरियंस बताते हैं। इसका मतलब उनके मेडिसिन प्रैक्टिस करने का जो आर्ट है वो आपको पसंद आया। बहुत बार आपको लगता है कि डॉक्टर बहुत बदतमीज था, बट ही इज वेरी गुड विद हिज स्किल्स, वो अपने काम में 100% है, लेकिन आप कहते हैं कि नहीं अच्छा नहीं है, आप रिकमेंड नहीं करते। कुल मिलाकर ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजी प्रिवेंशन में आ रही है। जैसे मैं आपकी बात करूं सैनिटरी पैड्स के लिए, सैनिटरी पैड्स का एक रिप्लेसमेंट आया है गाइनो कप। कितने लोगों को पता है गाइनो कप के बारे में? ओके, गाइनो कप यूएस में बहुत पहले से है, इंडिया में भी नया नया आया है, बट गाइनो कप अफोर्डेबल नहीं है क्योंकि महंगा है। अब जब हम ये बात करते हैं कि सैनिटरी पैड क्यों रिप्लेस कर दिए जाए, क्योंकि सैनिटरी पैड के लास्ट में जो प्लास्टिक है वो नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल है, ऑप्शन नहीं है आपके पास। अभी बहुत रिसेंट जब से प्लास्टिक बैन हुआ है, देयर इज अ न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी जस्ट कम इन, देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड बायोप्लास्टिक। अभी सैनिटरी पैड एक स्टार्टअप हमारे पास बना रहा है, सैनिटरी पैड का जो लास्ट लेयर है वो प्लास्टिक का है, लेकिन बायोप्लास्टिक ऐसा नहीं कि एटमॉस्फेयर में डिग्रेड हो जाएगा। तो उनका उसी स्टार्टअप का एक और भी काम है कि जो भी यूज सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स है वो घरों से लेते हैं, उसको रिसाइकिल करते हैं। बट ये जो गाइनो कप है जो हमारे साथ इंक्यूबेटेड है, इन्होंने क्या किया है, ये चाहते हैं कि कप की कीमत पैड से सस्ती हो जाए। सब इंजीनियर्स हैं, मैं जिनकी बात बता रहा हूं ये सब इंजीनियर्स हैं। अब ये तय करना चाहते हैं कि व्हाट क्वालिटी ऑफ मेडिकल ग्रेड सिलिकॉन हम यूज करें कि उसमें इंफेक्शन डेवलप ना हो, तो कप जो बॉडी में इंसर्ट करना होता है उसके अराउंड फंगस डेवलप ना हो, या हमें उसे स्टरलाइज करना है, तो स्टरलाइज करने का में क्या क्या तकलीफें हैं। एक बड़ी अच्छी प्रॉब्लम जो उन्होंने मुझे बताई, आई हैव लिटिल टाइम है, थोड़ा वक्त है मेरे पास, ओके आई जस्ट क्विकली टेक 10 more minutes। तो उन्होंने ये बताया कि आप कितना भी चाल कर लो, ये कर लो, वो कर लो, घर में महिलाएं उसको बॉयल नहीं करेंगी। भाई का, पति का, सबका डर होता है, मतलब डर मतलब पर्दा होता है, कंफर्टेबल नहीं है। तो क्या आपके पास ऐसा कोई सॉल्यूशन है कि इस टैबू को तोड़ पाओ? ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, हम आप जो इंजीनियर्स हैं, कि भारत में जो भ्रांतियां फैली हुई हैं इन टैबू को हम टेक्नोलॉजी से तोड़े। इन्होंने क्या किया, इस कप को जो कि नॉर्मल सस्पेन में चाय बनाने वाले पैन में नॉर्मल गर्म करना होता है हॉट बॉइलिंग वाटर में, तो ये था कि भाई महिलाएं कंफर्टेबल नहीं है, इन्होंने एक कप का आविष्कार करा है। बहुत सिंपल था जुगाड़, एक कप का जो फ्लेक्सिबल है, जो फोल्ड होकर के प्रोबेबली ऐसे इस माचिस के डब्बे की तरह हो जाता है, फोल्ड होकर के इतना, और आप एक्सटेंड करें तो ऑलमोस्ट इस माइक का आधा। आप उसके अंदर उस कप को डालें, पानी डालें और माइक्रोवेव में डालें। अब ये बात भी है जो कल रात मेरी बात हो रही थी कि बहुत सारी महिलाएं कहें कि हमें अलग से एक माइक्रोवेव खरीदना पड़ेगा। लेकिन देखिए, अगर इस सॉल्यूशन को 50% या 40% लोग भी आजमाते हैं तो बदलाव तो है, राइट? तो इस तरह की चीजें अब हमारे साथ क्या कर रहे हैं, वी आर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट अ ग्रेड ऑफ मेडिकल मटेरियल जो सस्ता हो, अफोर्डेबल हो, रीयूजेबल हो और अगर बायोडिग्रेडेबल हो तो सबसे अच्छा। लेकिन ये सारी चीजें मैं बात कर रहा हूं, इसके एक्सपर्ट कौन है? इसके एक्सपर्ट आप हैं। आप में से कुछ लोग जो बायोमेडिकल इंजीनियर बनेंगे, आप में से कुछ लोग होंगे जो मटेरियल साइंटिस्ट बनेंगे, आप बताएंगे इस बात, राइट? ओके, सो क्विकली एक ये वीडियो दिखाने के पहले आई जस्ट टेक 2 मिनट्स। एक बात समझना जरूरी है, टाइम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। जैसे आज हम 3 स्पीकर्स हैं, तो अभी मैंने पूछा ना कि मेरे वक्त है कि नहीं। दिस इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट। वक्त के साथ चलना जरूरी है, अगर आप वक्त के साथ नहीं चलते हैं तो आप छूट जाते हैं। और क्यों वक्त जरूरी है, ये वीडियो आपको बहुत क्लियर बताएगा। अगर आपको लगता है कि हम देहरादून में हैं और हम अपने मजे से चल रहे हैं, 6 घंटे की क्लास, 2 घंटे का ब्रेक और फिर 3 घंटे पढ़ लेते हैं, हम तो टॉप मार रहे हैं। आप हर उस बच्चे से कम्पीट कर रहे हैं जो इस कोर्स में दुनिया में कहीं भी पढ़ रहा है। अगर आपको इस बात की समझ नहीं है तो आप छूट जाएंगे। और जो आगे बढ़ने का प्रोसेस है, हाथ पकड़ के आगे ले जाने का, उसमें हाथ बढ़ाना पड़ता है, राइट? अगर आप हाथ नहीं बढ़ाएंगे तो कोई हाथ बढ़ाकर नहीं खींचेगा आपको। इंस्टीट्यूशंस जमाने के लिए होते हैं, आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा और हमेशा बेहतर होता जाएगा। बेहतर कौन करता है? ये बच्चा जो हमारे बीच बैठा है। हो सकता है कि इनमें से 4-5 आज नए स्टार्टअप बना ले, हो सकता है कि उनमें से कोई बड़ा कुछ ओला की तरह हो जाए, कुछ उबर की तरह हो जाए। दिस वीडियो इज ऑल अबाउट टाइम टाइम टाइम। इसको देखते हैं, देन प्रॉब्ली विल फाइंड आउट।
Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's a tense time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's walk.
ये एक फॉर्मूला 1 कार है और इसके टायर को चेंज करने की मशक्कत हो रही है।
The tires are changed at last.
ये भी फॉर्मूला 1 है। पहली बार इंडिया में हुआ था, गौतम बुद्ध नगर में। जो जीत की होड़ होती है, बहुत पैसा लगा होता है इसमें। जीत तो लोग तभी रहते 50 साल पहले, लेकिन 50 साल पहले हर कोई शुरू के 1.5 था टायर चेंज करने में। कोक और फैंटा दोनों पीना है। क्या पॉसिबिलिटी है कि इंडिया में आज के दिन? नहीं है ना, अलग अलग खरीदना पड़ेगा। बट मैं चाहता हूं कि मुझे 10 रुपए के बॉटल में कोक और फैंटा दोनों मिले। तो मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं प्रॉब्ली एक ऐसा बॉटल डिजाइन करूंगा जो बीच में कंपार्टमेंट हो और इसके दोनों तरफ ढक्कन लगाओ, राइट। और मैं एक नई कंपनी बनाऊंगा और दोनों से कोक और वो लूंगा। इसका मतलब मैंने इसमें डिजाइन के साथ चेंज करा है, राइट। द इनोवेशन इज विद द डिजाइन। मैं एक मेडिकल स्कूल में लेक्चर ले रहा था, वहां किसी ने बोला कि सर आप कहते हो कि हर चीज की प्रॉब्लम को आप टेक्नोलॉजी से सॉल्व करो, तो मैंने एक सवाल करा, पूछो। कहा कि आपको पता है, आपकी बहन है? मैंने कहा बहन है। तो उन्होंने कहा कि आपको पता है कि हम लड़कियां 2 चप्पल कैरी करते हैं? उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं मुझे तो नहीं पता। उन्होंने कहा क्यों चप्पल? उन्होंने कहा कि एक हील वाला एक बिना हील वाला। तो कहा कि तकलीफ तो बताओ, उसकी तकलीफ क्या है? उन्होंने कहा तकलीफ ये होता है कि जब हमें हील चाहिए तो चाहिए और फिर हील वाले में दर्द हो जाता है तो हमें फ्लैट चाहिए। तो हमने कहा प्रॉब्लम तो है, कैन वी सॉल्व इट? उसी भीड़ में कोई इंजीनियर लगा तो बड़ा सिंपल है सर, जो आपने भी जुगाड़ बताया ना डिजाइन वाला, तो ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं कि हम ना डिटैचेबल हील्स बना सकते हैं। चप्पल से हील को कर दिया डिटैच। ये इंजीनियरिंग का दिमाग आपका है। You'll have to look for a solution, right? नया तरीके से सोचने के तरीकों को ही इनोवेशन कहते हैं। इनोवेशन कुछ चांद पे नहीं रखा हुआ है, राइट। इनोवेशन हर उस चीज में जो आपके आसपास है। अभी मैं कल रात हम जो साथ बैठे थे, हमने बताया था कि हमारे मेडिकल कॉलेज में हम एक बड़ा अच्छा एक्सरसाइज करते हैं कि आप इंजीनियर हैं, हमारे अस्पताल में आइए, मैं आपको सुबह 10 बजे चाय पिलाता हूँ, एक आईडी कार्ड देता हूँ। इस आईडी कार्ड का मतलब ये पूरे अस्पताल को टोकेगा नहीं आपको। पूरे अस्पताल घूमिए और हम दूसरी चाय पीते हैं 4 बजे, और आपको ये बताना है 4 बजे कि हमारे अस्पताल में क्या क्या तकलीफ देखी आपने और उस तकलीफ का इंजीनियरिंग सॉल्यूशन क्या है। और ये जो मैं बुलाता हूं सारे इंजीनियर्स होते हैं। किसी ने कहा कि सर बड़ा अच्छा अस्पताल है आपका, मैं दिखाऊंगा आपको, कि लगता ही नहीं सरकारी है, लेकिन एक तकलीफ है। मैंने क्या तकलीफ है? बहुत सारे मरीज ना व्हीलचेयर ढूंढ रहे थे लेकिन मिल नहीं रहा। हमने कहा यार ऑलरेडी हर डिपार्टमेंट के पास 5-5 रखे हुए हैं, अब 2000 मरीज रोज आते हैं तो 2000 व्हीलचेयर नहीं हो सकता ना। उन्होंने कहा सर कोई सिस्टम लगाओ कि पता चल जाए मरीज को कहां पे रखा हुआ है व्हीलचेयर, जाके ले ले। मैंने कहा तुम बताओ सॉल्यूशन। क्या प्यारा सॉल्यूशन बताया उस लड़के ने मुझे। सर एक काम करो, सिंपल सा है, सब पे RFID लगवा दो, सारे व्हीलचेयर RFID, और हॉस्पिटल में कहीं पे RFID कि कहां पे क्रॉस किया ना, और एक डिस्प्ले लगवा दो इमरजेंसी में कि मालूम चल जाए कि ये 12 नंबर वाला जो व्हीलचेयर है ना मेडिसिन ओपीडी के बाहर पड़ा हुआ है। सॉल्यूशंस लाइक दिस ये हमें चाहिए हेल्थ केयर को बेहतर करने के लिए। मैं यहां इसलिए आया हूं कि आपकी भीड़ से कोई भी जिनको लगता है कि हम हेल्थ केयर में एक सॉल्यूशन ढूंढ सकते हैं, आप आइए, हमारे साथ रहिए, खाइए पीजिए, 6 महीने आपको हमारा संस्थान रखेगा अपने साथ। अभी वेरी सून वी आर लॉन्चिंग दिस रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम। आपका आइडिया और हमारा संस्थान, बहुत सारे स्कोप है पूरे इंडिया में। स्टार्टअप में इतना सारा पैसा मिल रहा है, हर आइडिया पावरफुल है, आपका कन्विक्शन होना चाहिए, राइट। दिस वीडियो इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, कैन यू प्ले दिस? आपको बस 5 मिनट ऑब्जर्व देना पड़ेगा, एंड देन विल ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस। जो भी सवाल है विल टेक 3-4 क्वेश्चंस। आप में से किस किस को पता है कि टीबी जानलेवा होता है? टीबी इज नॉट टेलीविजन, ट्यूबरक्लोसिस होता है ना? कोविड के दौरान थोड़ा सा टीबी कम हुआ क्योंकि लोगों ने मास्क पहनना शुरू किया, खत्म नहीं हुआ। ये लास्ट एग्जाम्पल मैं इसलिए बताना चाहता हूं कि कैसे इंजीनियर्स मैजिक क्रिएट करते हैं। पिलानी गोवा कैंपस, वहां एक 3rd ईयर बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का स्टूडेंट, उनने एक च्युइंगम इजाद करा है जो एक बायोमार्कर है। इसका मतलब नॉर्मल अभी कैसा होता है, अभी टीबी के टेस्ट के लिए आपको एक नॉर्मल सा वाटर्स का टेस्ट होता है, इंट्राडर्मल में इंजेक्शन लगता है और आप वेट कर रहे होते हैं रिजल्ट आने के लिए। तो प्रॉब्लम था कि जितना टीबी आप कंटेन करते हैं उससे अधिक फैल जाता है। अब हेल्थ केयर कैपेसिटी तो बड़ी कम है हमारी, तो इसका फैलने का रेट हमारे कंटेन करने के रेट से बहुत ज्यादा है। इसे सोचने का जो तरीका है वही इनोवेशन है। हेल्थ केयर की दुनिया बहुत तेजी से बदल रही है, बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा बदलने में और बेहतर बनने में इंजीनियर्स का है। इस बात को मेरी निमंत्रण समझिए कि ये जमाना जो है वो पूरा आप रूल करते हैं। इंजीनियर्स शरीर की आत्मा होती है। अगर हम शरीर है, शरीर में एक हाथ, एक मेडिकल कॉलेज है, तो इस आत्मा का ये जिम्मेदारी है कि हम एक ऐसा कुछ बनाए कि हमारे समाज में जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, लुक आउट, जो आपके आसपास है, उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने का कोई एक तरीका जो आपके पास है, नहीं है तो प्रॉब्लम को लेके आ जाइए, अपने आईआईसी में लेकर आइए। इसीलिए सरकार ने आईआईसी बनाई है, राइट? आपका एक आइडिया, जबरदस्त आइडिया हो सकता है, ओला के ओनर को नहीं पता था कि वो इतनी बड़ी इंडस्ट्री बना देगा। ओयो के ओनर को नहीं पता था। ये तो बिजनेस थे ना पहले से। किसी शहर में जाइए, भाड़े में रूम ले लीजिए। यू शुड बिलीव इन योर कन्विक्शन, राइट? अपने आइडिया में उतना विश्वास रखिए कि आपसे ज्यादा विश्वास किसी को हो ही नहीं, और फिर उस पर काम करने के लिए आइए अपने संस्थान की आईआईसी में, राइट? सो थैंक यू वेरी मच। दैट्स मी, डॉक्टर राहुल सिंह। आपके किसी भी सवाल के लिए you can connect to me on the LinkedIn, right? That's called राहुल अमृतराज। क्योंकि वो स्टोरी था कि हमारे शहर में बहुत सारे राहुल सिंह थे, तो एक पंडित जी घर आए, उन्होंने कहा कि बहन और भाई दोनों का नाम ए से होना चाहिए। मैं 10th पास कर गया था, तो पंडित जी ने नाम रख दिया, ये आकांक्षा और या अमृतराज। तो फिर तब से that is how it is. So yeah, it was really nice talking to you and you are a very wonderful audience. उम्मीद करते हैं कि अभी से 5 साल, 10 साल, 15 साल में इस भीड़ से एक भी बड़ा स्टार्टअप हो गया तो हम तीनों लोग ये कहेंगे कि अरे वहां तो हम भी गए थे, राइट? और तब मुलाकात होगी, तब आपके कार्ड का हमें इंतजार रहेगा, राइट? थैंक यू सो मच।
स्टूडेंट्स, बहुत ही इंटरेक्टिव सेशन था और अब हम नेक्स्ट सेशन की तरफ चलेंगे। और जब सर अपना लेक्चर डिलीवर कर रहे थे तो मुझे ऐसा महसूस हुआ कि यकीनन कि वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट पर भी इस तरह से लेक्चर दिया जा सकता है क्या? ये वो सारे आइडियाज थे, इनोवेटिव आइडियाज थे जो अब से पहले हमने कभी नहीं सुने। और वी आर हाईली थैंकफुल टू डॉक्टर राहुल सिंह कि उन्होंने इतना अच्छा लेक्चर हमारे साथ कंडक्ट किया और इतनी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन स्टार्टअप के बारे में हमारे लिए शेयर की। जो बैक की लाइट्स है वो ऑन कर लें ताकि हम फोटो सेशन वगैरह इस प्रोग्राम में करते रहें अपने डिफरेंट स्पीकर्स के साथ। नाउ वी आर प्रोसीडिंग फॉर द सेकंड सेशन ऑफ दिस प्रोग्राम एंड आई एम हियर बाय रीडिंग द profile of second speaker of this Industry Academia Meet 2023 with the kind permission of Director Sir. I would like to read the profile of second speaker just to reach the middle session of this program. Mr. Sagar Radhi, Lead Learning Development, HR Department, Brisilcon. Mr. Sagar Radhi has a decade of experience in the field of HR business partner for IT and BPS industry and has gained multifaceted experience in talent development and management, providing a broad level of consulting on recruitment, employees retention, and training programs and handling complex situations with professionalism and confidentiality. Currently, he is working on a learning people organization to adapt the new normal of workforce, workplace designing and executing HR process to become more suitable and remote, virtual, and hybrid workplace, along with the projects on diversity, equity, inclusion of HR analytics. Past session details conducted by Mr. Sagar Radiji addressed more than 300 students of JB Institute of Information and Technology, Noida, on career guidance. Employability skill session virtual on GNIOT and Noida International University. Addressed more than a student of lovely professional university, learning experience to discuss with the young mind about career expectation, choices, preference and growth plans. Addressed 50 plus student of Chandigarh University as a part of orientation program, career guidance session for JB Institute of Technology Noida, career mentoring for 100, more than 100 BTech student of Shiv Nagar University, full day workshop on resume writing, mock interview, diverse. सुधीर कुटुंब के साथ हम इस G20 की
the game. If your mood is very bad, I know they have forced you to come today. Saturday is a holiday for you, right? I know, I'm also feeling bad. So if your mood is bad, not a good start, maybe you had a fight with your family, maybe your mobile is not working right now, anything, then it should be red. Your mood is amber, amber means yellow. If it is good, you had a bad day starting, but now you're feeling good. And green, definitely, if your mood is happy, you are very excited, you had breakfast, your internet is working. I think all these things gives us a good emotions, right? So then it should be green. Now go to your menti.com. If it is asking you a code, put 73117621 and then you can vote for your mood to understand the mood of this room. This is a live scores, right? Okay. So amber. Okay. Okay. I think red is increasing. Okay. So green is 24. Red is 20, amber is again 20, 20. All of you are able to vote, right? Who said no? What error you are getting? Okay, now it should stop. Oh my God. Okay, now it should stop. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, now you can put down your phones back. I allowed you to use it. And before that 10 years, I worked with Cognizant, which is the second largest IT company in India, right? I did my MBA from FML and currently I am pursuing my PhD from IIM Lucknow, okay? I stay in Delhi and I think this is my 20th or 25th visit to Dehradun because during Cognizant, I used to come Dehradun very frequently for hiring. So that's about me. Anything else you would like to know? Okay, brilliant. So I'll switch on to my presentation and I would like to start with a question, right? That what do you think? Can machine think like human? And we will use the hands for the vote. How many of you vote that machine can think like human? So those who are in favor, raise your hand. Okay, very good. And so I'm assuming, and how many of you think that machine can't think like human? Okay, very good. You didn't raise any hand. So you are confused? Okay, majority of us are majorly in that category, right? I'll not answer it right now, but we had a wonderful session from the previous speaker who talked a lot about medical industry, and I agree that AI can help you, with lot of stuff in the medical, but it's not only, okay, you're not able to see presentation, you come forward. It's okay. If it is not visible, maybe the people, those who are sitting at the back, they can come little forward. Or otherwise, I will mail this presentation to your TPO. He or she will send it to you. Is that okay? Perfect. Okay. So definitely AI can help you in multiple things. It's wildlife conservation, energy consumption, learning and education. All these things AI can help you, right? Now I want you to activate your mindset and do the problem solving. And I'm giving you a problem statement. So this is a problem statement. I'm giving you 15 seconds. Think about it. Give the best answer. Whomsoever give the best answer will get a surprise goodie from us. Okay? And I'll read this question for all of you. Sarah was asked to save some money for her company. What do you think? What are some of the solutions which Sarah can immediately give to her boss? And you can do any assumptions. Now, raise your hand and maybe we'll pass on the mic. Yes, just stand up and talk. Okay, and in my session, speaking in English is mandatory. I don't encourage, because I want you to be comfortable talking in English. Yes. Nobody wants goodie. It's a very good goodie when you see it, right? You will miss it. You want to try? There is no right or wrong answer, but it's all about problem solving. What are the solutions? If you become a manager, I tell you, you have to save some cost for me. What you will say? Yes, sir. Do you mind first to tell your name?
My name is Raman Centre.
Okay, I think we need to give you mic.
She can encourage work from home to save energy charges for the company.
Very nice. Very good. So work from home, anyways, would be our point of discussion. But you didn't tell your name.
My name is Akshan Chauhan.
Akshansh. Very good. Yes, pass on mic. I think somebody else also raised hand, right?
Yashwant sir.
Yes, Yashwant.
To do the work which people demands, that will help the company.
How it will save costs?
I'm not just think about it. I just started talking about it, that how we can gain more profit by fulfilling the public demand.
Okay, so you are saying let's not save costs but earn more so that you can waste more. Okay, but good, Yashwant. Just give back mic.
My name is Devansh Mishra.
Yes, Devansh.
My solution is that hire those people who had multiple skills. That one person can do work of 3 or 4 people. A node. Like one person have some digital marketing skills, then it can also have IT skills. So one person can do 2 works: advertisement and development.
Okay, but you are eating jobs of 3 people, right?
Yes, sir.
See, you will become a very good HR. Have you taken MBA in HR? No, then take it.
My dream is to become also HR.
Very good. You are on the right track. Yes, but very good solution. Come on, this side. Okay, if you have gender issue, then maybe we can say instead of Sarah, you are John. If you don't want to think like Sarah, think like John.
Myself, Mrityunjay Thakur.
Very good.
My solution is we should cut down the cost of production and find the efficient ways to make the cost making low, and you can use that money in other variation of company.
Okay, this is what is I asked. This is the solution. How will you cut costs?
Find the efficient ways to make production bigger.
Very good. What is it that efficient way? You will cut. How will you cut costs?
Market aspects,
Market?
capitalization.
Okay. So means again, this is more to increase the production, right? Okay. Yes, this side. It could be as unique. It doesn't have to make sense.
Sir, my name is Aradhna,
Yeah,
and I think to lay off the employees which are providing no good to the company.
Okay, so laying off is also one of the strategy, but I personally feel it's not a good strategy. Not any in India, you will never see Indian companies like TCS, Infosys did, but at least Mahindra, they never lay off. But that's not a good strategy. But it is one of the strategy. You see, like since last year, most of the big IT brands are laying off people. But very good. Yes, that's it. Any other idea? Cost saving? Okay. Just give me that mic. So this is a situation which most of you may face when you join the workforce, and I just simply gave you a very broad problem statement just to instigate your mind from the that how to solve a problem, right? And whenever we get some problem, we have to solve it considering lot of assumptions. So I'll not tell you, as I said, there is no right and wrong answer. Maybe towards the end, I'll disclose like whose answer was better. I still say that we didn't get the best answer, but at least I'm glad we got few answers right. So this is what my view about AI. Definitely, there are a lot of stuff, lot of things which you could talk about technology. And why I'm bringing a little contradicting view, because you will see many people appreciating technology, but because human resources is all about human, I would like to bring in here a perspective of human intelligence rather than the artificial intelligence, right? So that we give you a different perspective, so that you have a lot of khichdi in your thought process, and then you decide what exactly, which route you would like to take in the future, right? This is the future of work. One of you said about work from home. Still, IT industry is working from home, but there are certain sectors like bank, healthcare, manufacturing unit, they are still working from office, right? IT industry, some has a hybrid workplace. Hybrid means 2 or 3 days in a week you have to go to office, rest 2 or 3 days you can work from home. But you should be ready to work from home, which I will cover up, right? So this is a case study which was published by SHRM, that where the work will happen, how the work will happen. There are so many US companies, those who have launched a policy of work from anywhere. So you can just take your stuff, go to Goa and work from there, provided you can afford, because company will not. GIG. Anyone knows about what is gig? Who is gig worker? You know about part-time worker? Who is a part-time worker? Give me one example. You order food. The person who come and delivers the food, is he a full-time permanent worker of Zomato? It's a part-time, right? You will see many people, those who work somewhere, but they still ride Uber and Ola, maybe in their free time, right? So gig worker, where you work on a project, where you work for a short term, and that is also a future. Gig worker, crowdsourcing, and it could be either full-time or it could be either part-time. So you have to choose your mode of working based on what excites you. You can be a full-time worker, or you can study and you can do a part-time, or you can be a gig worker just by working on some project if you identify as a part of your innovation, right? These are the top 10 skills which are identified by World Economic Forum, and I'm not saying that why you should learn this. There is a study is done. World Economic Forum is also supporting that these are the skills which you should develop. And if you see, these are divided into 4 quadrants. First is the problem solving, the one which we just did right now. Second is on self-management. Self-management is how you manage yourself. Third is related to people, that how do you work with others? How well do you work with people? And the last is technology. And if I can read top 3 competency, then first is analytical thinking and innovation. Second is active listening and learning strategies. And third is complex problem solving. So these are, and maybe you can read it, it's available on internet as well. And these are some of the top IT or technical skills which you could see, which I kind of articulate based on the market availability as of now. So definitely IoT, what is the full form of IoT? Internet of Things. Artificial intelligence, cyber security, drones, robotics, nano, e-learning, big data, 3D printing and blockchain. So these are some of the top 10 IT skills, but focus on the World Economic Forum as well to learn that. These are some of the future jobs which will be available in the IoT. So IoT specialist, process automation, big data specialist, digital marketing, AI and ML specialist, data analyst, data scientist. These are some of the hot skills job over the next 5 to 10 years. And the market is extremely wide open and there are multiple opportunities available. And these are the skills for tomorrow, right? So there is a very fine difference between knowledge, skill and competency. So anyone would like to give it a shot? What is the difference between knowledge and skill? What do you mean by knowledge? It's a simple English word. Okay, Google it and tell me the answer. You want mic? Okay, just read it, no, we'll listen, it's okay.
Creativity, originality, critical problem solving, design thinking, leadership, active learning, innovation, critical thinking and analysis, social influence, resilience, stress, tolerance, and flexibility.
Very good. Is it? You understood? Now these are very easy to say, but very tough to develop skill set, right? We all were able to come out of COVID very well because we were resilient, right? So this is how, listening skill. Half of you are doing right now passive listening. What is active listening and passive listening? How many of you are listening actively? Okay, so means rest all are passive listening because you have not even understood the question. Then this one, right? When our parents say something, we listen actively or passively? I'm very happy they are honest at least. And when your professor tells you something, now that's a dilemma, right? I know you cannot say, but yeah. So active listening is when we don't filter and we properly listen to things it is coming, right? I'll tell you, this is the most toughest skill which is available right now in the market. The problem is people don't listen. And do you understand the pain? That nobody listen. Everybody is ready to talk. Yes. Nobody wants to listen. And that stops your creativity to do the problem solving. If you don't listen to your customer, if you don't listen and understand, then it is a problem. So if your friend is coming and telling you, ki, "Arey, I have done something wrong," and you say, ki, "Arey, tu ye chhod, mera sun." Do you have a friends like that? Or do you have a friends like that somebody comes and say कि यार मेरा तो बहुत problem चल रहा है, अरे यार मेरी तो तेरे से ज़्यादा problem चल रही है, and then person start telling their own concerns. Do you have that cribbing friend? I know we all will have those friends, right? So who is listening? So you have to develop that, and once you develop that, trust me, it will make you more creative, more problem solving, and have more creativity, right? Similarly, leadership, social influence. Now here social influence, I'm not meaning that you have to be active on Instagram. How many of you have an active profile on Instagram? You can say honestly, come on, even I'm on Instagram. Raise your hand proudly, it's not a bad platform. Okay, how many of you have a profile on LinkedIn? Are you sure? Okay, I'll see, you send me a request, then I'll validate. So don't be only active on those platforms which are very good, but try to build up your brand image on LinkedIn as well, which is a professional network, and it will help you to connect with the leaders, recruiters, and other people from the industry, which will help you to build your network, right? So these are the skills which are actually required. These are some of the jobs which definitely already have obsoleted. So if by chance any one of you has a dream of becoming a data entry clerk, just stop it right away. These are some of the jobs like data entry clerks, administrative and executive secretaries, accounting, bookkeeping, payroll clerks, assembly and factory workers, even they don't have their jobs safe. Business services, client information, general and operations manager, mechanics and machinery repairers. These are the jobs which have already obsoleted, which will not there. So even if you have any interest in this thing, either you follow the automation or you adopt that how you can make an innovation in this area, then only you can survive. Otherwise, AI will eat your job. AI can kill you in just 10 seconds. Okay? So how you can develop it? Since morning we are talking a lot about, so because being an HR, I am more into coaching and I want this session to be more practical and you get some practical advices so that at least you find it useful, and I hope some of you may come in the green zone. Okay? Okay, so I want you to do simple exercise. Just keep your both hands free. And I want you to fold your hands. Just simple how we do it, like this. Okay, you don't need to do it, sir. You can just sit like this. I think you have a plaster, right? You can just enjoy. You can laugh, stand up and look at your friends and then laugh. Because they're gonna do that mistake, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll say 1, 2, 3. Just fold your hands. Everybody will do it together. You understood the activity? Backbenchers. I think, how's the weather there? I think you have made their virtual Shimla. You're just sitting below AC, right? So if you're feeling cold, maybe you can come forward. Okay, so just fold your hands, how we do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm not even, are you doing it? Can you tell me which hand is on the top? Left? Are you intentionally saying? Which one is, okay, show me. It's, okay, you have not even hold it properly. How many of you have a left hand on top? Okay, so majority had right. We'll do this again. Okay, just lose your hands. 3, 2, 1, do it. Now which hand? How many right this time? Okay, now the proportion have reduced. Okay, last time. What do we do this time? Those who had left hand on the top, forcefully you have to bring right on the top. And those who had right, they have to bring left. Okay? 1, 2, 3, do it. Okay. Honest observations, yes. Is it tough? Easy? Anyone? Is it tough? Why do you think it's tough? It's just a folding hand, no? Talk. Come on. Yes. Anyone from this group? Because a lot of noise is coming from that side, right? Why do you say it's tough? Which hand was on top? Easy. Now they have changed. The moment you tell them somebody to speak, they said, okay, मैं वोट ही बदल देता हूँ. Yes. Why you say think it's sad? It's tough. It's practice. It's habit. Very good. Who said habit? At least raise your hand. Very good. Why? So the problem with us is not learning new things. The problem with us is unlearning the old bad habits that we are learning since our school time. So unlearning is the concern here. I just told you for a few seconds because naturally when we do, automatically in certain cases, your right hand goes up because majority of us are right hand, few exceptions must be there. But when you have to put left hand, you have to think a lot. So that is the process of learning, unlearning. So when you join any organization, maybe you may be good in doing coding in Java, but as soon as you join it, they may ask you to do a coding in .NET. So you have to unlearn Java first, learn Java, and then you have to make it as a practice. So this is a cycle that you first unlearn, learn, relearn, then unlearn, and then learn. So you have to unlearn lot of things. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. I just didn't use that word because I thought students may not digest it. I think, but sir has brought up very good point. By any chance, anybody knows what is conscious mind and subconscious mind and unconscious mind? Yes. Okay, so maybe for the next 10 minutes, I release this thing. You can speak in Hindi. Okay.
कॉन्शियस माइंड जैसे कि मैं आपको अभी सुन रही हूँ तो अभी मेरा कॉन्शियस माइंड है कि हर एक बात को अच्छी तरीके से सुना और आपको भी मेरे से क्वेश्चन पूछेगा तो मैं उसका जवाब दे पाऊँगी बट सब कॉन्शियस माइंड जैसे कि आपने अभी बोला कि हाँ दोनों भी फोल्ड रहे तो हमारा सब कॉन्शियस माइंड में जान चुका है कि मेरा राइट हैंड ऊपर है वो चीज़ जो है कि सब कॉन्शियस माइंड जान चुका है कि हमें ऐसे ही करना है बट कॉन्शियस माइंड ने अभी करेंट में हम कैसे करें.
Very good. Can we give her a round of applause? Very good. Somebody else also raised hand. Okay, very good. I understood. Now next. Somebody else also raised hand, no? To answer. You want mic? Then you can take. And you can talk in Hindi as well. Or if you want, you can talk in your regional language, but somebody has to translate in English for me. So subconscious mind, yes, as she said, it's all feeding the data that we are learning from our childhood. Right? When you go in some institutes where they have a chairs, you will see that 99% chairs are designed in such a way that only right hand people can sit and write on those chairs. You will not find many chairs with table which are more comfortable and conducive for people, those who are habitual of writing from left hand. This is the bias which we have to talk about, right? So when you see and when you listen to people, majority of them will always give you an example with a he. Have you noticed that? Why? Because we unconsciously we forget to include women when we talk about success. We always associate success with men and we ignore women. That's why when I gave you the example, I intentionally gave you example of Sarah, which is a women, right? So that you can think that yes, a woman can also be at a part of the workforce and she can do it. I just told you the psychology behind it so that you understand the difference between subconscious and unconscious and your conscious mind. So do you know in a day we only operate minimum 3% only in a day with conscious mind. Rest 97% of our activity is purely driven by unconscious mind. And we do it based on the patterns. Exact. Unconscious, subconscious. Okay. Do you want to share more, sir? Maybe can we give him a mic? No. So it's always very important to learn those, and I'm sure student will also learn more.
अनकॉन्शियस तो सर वो होता है बेहोश हो गया पता है सबकॉन्शियस वो होता है जो ऑटोमेटिकली काम होता रहता है हमारे बिना सोचे और कॉन्शियस वो होता है जो सोच के करते हैं.
Perfect. So you understood the difference, right? So right now you're listening from which mind? Which is not true, but I'll still take that answer. So we build up the patterns, we build up the stories in our mind, and then we take our decision by ourselves, right? That's a beautiful point which sir has mentioned. I just thought to cover it. So you understood how to unlearn, learn. So what is the first thing which you will do? Unlearn the old bad habits which you have learned so far. Okay? Because that will help you to learn something new. Very good. The next is the application based learning. You have to read lot of case studies. So somebody gave an example of Uber, somebody gave an example of Ola. We never knew that this would be a solution. This is a solution. Do you use a whiteboard marker in your classes or still using a chalk or a board? Chalk or a board? So, whiteboard, right? So that's also an innovation. But you miss the fun of playing with the duster. So in our childhood, we used to play a lot with the duster, but somebody must have thought about it, right? That a teacher, they all get in the dust and all. So somebody thought about it and they made the whiteboard as a marker, right? Simple problem, simple solution. And this is the most important slide, that while you are more working on a technology side, these are the 3 factors which can help you to not only become a good professional, but also a good personal effectiveness as well. And this is empathy, human connections, and inspiration. Most of the companies are designing their solutions, their products, by keeping their customer in the mind, by keeping their customer at the center. Do you prefer using any app which doesn't have the user-friendly interface? Do you use such app? Why we use Amazon, Flipkart, or any other e-commerce website so frequently? Because there is an easiness. It saves our time. Yes or no? Yes, or you don't use it? You don't use it? Very good. If you don't use it. Empathy. What is an empathy?
No sympathy.
Sorry?
No sympathy.
No sympathy is also empathy. Yes, ma'am. Tell your name first. Pooja. Very good. Did you Google? No, very good. Yes, because it's very difficult to define empathy, and I'm very happy, Pooja, you did it. Great job. Anyone else? Okay, tell me what is sympathy? Sympathy? To connect one's with another. That's sympathy, sir, or empathy? That's sympathy. Yes. Anyone has sympathized with you ever? No? That's very bad. But actually this is a problem of a new generation, right? We don't have anybody. Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am?
Understanding the other feelings.
Very good. Understanding others' feeling. It sounds very dramatic. Bollywoodish. But this is the fact. Now boys will say, this is so feminist. This is so girly thing. Emotions, feeling. Right? So that's the problem. Empathy is that how do you correlate, understand others' feeling. Sympathy is just feeling the fact that somebody else has a problem, I don't have that problem. It's feeling pity of others. But empathy is when you understand that why that person is feeling, and then you build up that solution. And all the problem solver keep that as a major component when they design the solution. Because until unless you don't know what your client is facing, the problem, you will not be able to understand it, and you have to feel it. And that's very important. And in this virtual world, because during COVID, most of the IT company, they worked in a virtual environment. Virtual environment means everybody was working from home, people were not connecting. I'm sure you are also doing the same thing, right? So a long void came in between us. People are struggling to understand each other's emotions, and that's where we are lacking it, and that's what we have to rebuild. Although now again COVID cases are increasing, but I hope that we will not get into that situation. But if we are coming, you have to make some meaningful connect, right? There are a lot of case studies are done that people have 1,000+ friends on Facebook, but in real term they might not even have real one friend to whom they can go and tell their problems, right? So you have to build the right connection, and then inspiration. Anybody you can take your inspiration. Whenever I ask this question in interview, who is your inspiration? My grandfather, my father, my mother. So you have to get inspiration from anybody. It could be your family member, it could be anybody from the industry, anybody from your college, from your childhood friend, but you have to get that inspiration. Otherwise you will get stuck. So what are the 3 human capability emotions that we have to develop? First is empathy, second is, and third is, very good. So this is a future of work. I think by the time you join the workforce, it's all about being the digital readiness. You have to be very comfortable, have a mindset. Technology 4.0, I think I already covered. Cognitive skill, social and emotional skills, which is your collaboration, and your work from home readiness, right? To work from home, you should have a good setup at home. Not all of us have that setup. And I told in one of the conference that Indian homes are not designed to work from home, right? So when we work from home, either we are working from dining table or we are lying on a bed and then taking call. And I can tell you in the last 2 years, the maximum complaints that I have received from people is all related to their, back pain and neck issues. People are taking more leaves because of that. So as an organization, we are also thinking that how we can develop such infrastructure. But if suppose COVID-like situations come again, then you have to work from home. And you should be ready with that setup. When I say ready, that means that you should have your own laptop, you should have a good connectivity and Wi-Fi at your home, and a quiet silent space in your area from where you can work. Otherwise, if organization is giving you an opportunity to work from home, and if you are not ready, they may ask you to come back at office. Then you have to, decide. So this is my last slide, and after that maybe I'll again ask you to go back to Menti. So you have to prepare yourself to be future ready, and future is already here. Organizations are getting very creative in India, and you want to be a part of the workforce, you have to develop that mindset. Otherwise it's very tough for us to survive in the market, right? Now open mobile again, go back to same Menti again, and the last departing question which I want to ask all of you is, so after listening to entire my conversation, what do you think? What is or what are the skill set that you want to develop this year? What is the one or two or maybe three top priority skill after listening to my entire conversation, which you feel that you wish to develop this year? You can type. The code is 7311 7621. Has anyone typed yet? Is it working? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm sorry, but I'm very allergic to this. So whosoever has written be active listener, you have to write be an active listener. A and the are the articles which you have to use it before. Sorry, don't feel bad. I'm just correcting your grammar. I think we all are here to learn. Okay, internet connection. What do you want to learn in internet connection? You want to? Okay. Graphic designing, human connection. Okay, proficient in one language. Very good. Inspirational, Wi-Fi. Okay. Cyber security, public speaking. I think, see, communication skills and public speaking, I think this is, okay, so this is a word cloud, by the way, if you don't know. And whatever you see with the large font are the skills which maximum people are selecting. So this is a logic, this is an analytic tool, right? So communication skill, see, again, if you are feeling you have to develop it, you have to start practicing it. And those who spoke today, I think you have already achieved that milestone. So very good. Public speaking, I think you have to practice a lot. Soft skills, I think I already gave you a laundry list of soft skill. It only comes with practice. If you don't practice, I think these skills will take time to develop, right? अब ऐसा नहीं है कि आज जाते से अरे यार बता तुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है and then बोला मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, नहीं मुझे बता, I will empathize. It doesn't work like that. You have to get that opportunity and provide that support to your friends, family, and be a good human being, right? Perfect. I think most of you have selected different competency. We may not be able to read it, but I'll take a screenshot of this word cloud and I will send it to your placement officer so that maybe he can help you in developing this skill set over a period of time, and you can do a lot of self-learning as well and develop those skill set. I think with that, I'm open if you have any question. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening and I hope you enjoyed it. Those who are red, at least are you in amber?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I think only few of you said. So those who are still feeling bad about it, maybe drink a glass of water. Glass of water always helps us to reduce our stress a lot. It always works. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
मुझे यकीन है कि हमारे स्टूडेंट्स ने बहुत ही पेशेंस के साथ और एंगेजमेंट के साथ इस लेक्चर को, सेशन को पूरा सुना है। और अब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे फाइनल जो आज के हमारे स्पीकर हैं उनकी तरफ। थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस आपका लगातार कंटिन्यूटी में आप रहे हैं, तो मैं कुछ पॉइंट्स आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। जब बात ये आ रही थी ना कि नॉलेज और स्किल में क्या फर्क है, तो आपको अच्छे अच्छे एग्जाम्पल्स अपने माइंड में सेट करने चाहिए ताकि आपकी डेफिनेशन, आपका रेस्पॉन्स क्रिस्टल क्लियर हो। एक क्वेश्चन के मल्टीपल आंसर हो सकते हैं, लेकिन इंटरव्यू में वही जीतता है कि जो अपनी बात को जस्टिफाई करते हैं। जस्टिफिकेशन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है किसी भी इंटरव्यू के रिप्लाई के लिए। तो वो आपको जो एबिलिटी है वो डेवलप करनी है। जैसे कि आपने लिखा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल और फिर लिखा है लिसनिंग स्किल, एक ही कॉइन के दो फेस है। कभी भी कम्युनिकेशन लिसनिंग के बिना पूरा नहीं हो सकता, वो उसका एक पार्ट हो सकता है। तो हमें बहुत सारी चीजें क्रिस्टल क्लियर तरीके से समझने की जरूरत है। तो मुझे यकीन है कि आपने बहुत अच्छी तरह से पूरे न्यूरो साइंस के बारे में समझा, कॉग्निटिव लर्निंग के बारे में समझा, कॉन्शियस माइंड के बारे में जाना, सबकॉन्शियस माइंड के बारे में जाना, और आपका एंगेजमेंट भी रहा। अब आपको थोड़ा सा मैंने जो रिक्वेस्ट की थी, अब मैं आपका अटेंशन पाना चाहता हूँ इस प्रोफाइल रीडिंग की तरफ। और इस प्रोफाइल के एक एक कंटेंट को हमारे सभी रेस्पेक्टेड टीचर और स्टूडेंट्स से रिक्वेस्ट है कि पूरी तरह से सुनेंगे, ताकि आप एक आइडिया ये जनरेट कर सकें बिफोर द स्टार्टिंग ऑफ दिस सेशन कि हम किस प्रोसेस को आगे इनिशिएट करने जा रहे हैं। मिस्टर सुभाजीत भट्टाचार्य, Associate Vice President, Innovation Principal Essential, is the final speaker of today's program, Industry Academy Meet 2023. Mr. Subhajit Bhattacharya is IT professional who has gained significantly devoted to his life to achieve the expertise and excellence in IT sector. He has got deep experience into IT strategy for AI enablement, IoT, digital transformation, IT consultancy, solution architecting, complex software engineering, delivering operation, portfolio management, while working with leading global organization across the world. As an associate vice president at Essential, he is leading innovation and future technology solution offering under Essential strategy. Has got responsibilities to set up skilled high performance agile practice orchestral innovation automation program within the span of RPA, machine learning, intelligence cloud, and DevOps platform, IoT advances, analytics, and AI for future product development and delivery excellence. He has got responsibility to manage the top strategies program, playing a pivotal role ensuring their success. Prior to Essential, he had worked in the Microsoft Center of Excellence at Tata Consultancy Services, further worked as an IT application manager at Bank of America. Other organizations he had worked, IBM, General Electric USA. He is the founder and Advanced Strategies Education Consulting Startup. Cases. He is the honorary advisory council member of Harvard Business Review USA. While I was reading this profile, I found it same as I am reading the research paper. Mr. Subhajit Bhattacharya is himself a research organization known to empower India and Indian at global level. The personality is the true example of entrepreneurial luminary of India. Luminary का मतलब जानते हैं आप क्या होता है स्टूडेंट्स? मैंने जो आपको ये प्रोफाइल इतनी लंबी सी इतने टेक्निकल वर्ड्स के साथ पढ़ाई है ना बेटा, ये पूरे जिंदगी का संघर्ष है। बहुत मेहनत के बाद इतने मल्टीपल डोमेन टास्किंग और मल्टी टैलेंटेड एजुकेशन की इतनी सारी डायमेंशंस हैं जो इस प्रोफाइल में हमने आपके साथ शेयर की, ताकि आप किसी भी प्रोस्पेक्ट में कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं और जान सकते हैं। तो इस सेशन को आज एसेंशियल के साथ आप इंटरेक्टिव बनाने के लिए, जैसे कि आपने हमसे पहले के 2 और 3 सेशन पूरी इंटीग्रिटी के साथ अटेंड किए हैं, आप उसी तरह से उसमें एंगेज रहेंगे। और मेरी आपसे स्टार्टिंग में स्टूडेंट रिक्वेस्ट है, मैं जानता हूं कि आप थोड़ा सा लॉन्ग टाइम की वजह से बोर्डम भी फील कर सकते हैं, आपसी टॉक जो है वो लास्ट में सर के साथ करनी है, आपस में नहीं करनी बात। जितना भी इंटरेक्शन करना है वो सुभाजीत सर के साथ करना है, ताकि आपके डाउट्स आपकी जो क्वेरीज है वो क्लियर हो जाए। तो मैं इनवाइट करता हूं सर को अपना सेशन स्टार्ट करने के लिए।
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, faculty members and students. I know it has. Thank you. I know it may be quite troublesome for you. Like आप सुबह से आप लोग बैठे हुए हैं and one after another such a great speakers like Mr. Rahul, Mr. Sagar, they have talked about various aspects of industries, innovation, incubation centers, and in fact our honorable vice chancellor who has given the entire insight about how today industries are actually working, what are the expectations from industry, how we can collaborate, like how academia can collaborate with industry so that we can pave a strong way forward for our future future opportunity along with the academic and the students. So today I thought of, like, although we have got a lot of topics to discuss upon, but I thought, like, let's discuss on a topic which could be very much relevant for you, because I understand most of you are from technical background and very soon you will be heading towards the placement, and also like as the industry dynamics are changing very rapidly in the past few years, and future is very much, I will say, bright, but at the same time challenging too, because as our speakers have already talked about those, like technologies are basically changing on a day-to-day basis, and at the same time we have to also upskill ourselves to make or keep ourselves very much relevant to the industry. Otherwise, sustainability for ourselves would be difficult. So from that, starting with this, I am going to start the slide. Revolution. So revolution or evolution, let's start with evolution. So it's basically a natural phenomenon. Whether the universe, whether this world itself, whether human beings, even the animals, species, everything has been evolved over a period of time. And so also the creations of human beings, they are also being evolved. Whether it is industry, you all know about software. You have been using software from different versions, maybe like those who might have started using WhatsApp at the very beginning. So you must have seen that over past 4 or 5 or 6 years, what are all the features that got added into WhatsApp. Why this is required? So that, like, whatever be your deliverables to the customers, because at the end, when we are talking about the business, when we are talking about the industry, it is basically a kind of relationship that is being established between the seller and the buyer. And certainly one thing is very much the fact is that, like, there is not one seller in the entire market, there are multiple sellers for the same product in the market, and so also there are multiple buyers as well in the market whose behavior change over a period of time. In case they don't find any sort of benefit out of the product from one of the buyers, they can very well switch over to some other products, to other buyer as well. And in that case, it will be a challenging for the buyer in a long run to sustain in the market. And that is the reason the evolution actually happens. And same thing has happened in the case of industry as well. There was time when there was like a steam engine and hand-driven textile weaving machines were there. But now if you go to the textile industry, you will see computerized automated textile machines are already there, and things are very much digitized nowadays. I think in the morning, our honorable vice chancellor told clearly that this is the time when irrespective of whether you are doing your engineering from computer science or whether you are doing your engineering maybe from some other stream. It could be civil, it could be mechanical and all. But the thing is that, like, it may happen that you may get into an IT sector, but tomorrow if it is required, then you can very well come back to your own core competency or core industry. And this is how today industry is actually going towards. So digital advancements and industries, they are basically working together very closely, or I would say cohesively. So today is the world when you can't imagine an organization which is not in this digital platform. It would become very much difficult for an industry to sustain in case they have not adopted the digital platform for their maybe business or for their delivery purpose, or maybe to interact with the client whatsoever be, because even like it starts with a simple website and then it goes towards delivering something maybe over the website, or it could be their ERP implementation. It could be a lots of things which can happen over this digital platform itself. Just giving a quick glimpse of the evolution of industry. It was industry 1.0 when we have been talking about machineries, steam power, weaving loom, all these things. So that was the time when most of the organizations was actually working on to with the help of the human effort, but at the same time, yes, the steam engine and steam power has given some sort of evolution to the industry. Following to that, it came to the mass production somewhere in 1870, wherein it was focused how we can develop more and more number of deliverables and products so that it can reach to the maximum number of people. And that was the another step towards the industry evolution, wherein they have come up with the assembly line integration, electrical engineering, or electrical energy to enhance the work capacity and all. Then following to that, industry 3.0, wherein the computers were introduced, wherein the ERP system got introduced, and lots of things, so that at least while we are working upon the electrical equipments, assembly line integration, why don't we use, or why don't we integrate our the power of computers, so that we can very well store the data, we can very well control the operations. So that was the time, that is the industry 3.0. Now this is the time when we talk about industry 4.0, and I have given it as industry X. Why industry X? Because this is how it will basically evolve in industry 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, just like today we are talking about 5G, 6G, 7G, like that. So in same way, industry also growing. And this is the time when we are basically talking about the IoT, the cyberspace, cloud, and we are looking forward how these technologies, what we are learning today or what we are listening today, they are getting amalgamated with the industries like textile, it could be your energy, or it could be BFSI, whatsoever be. So this is how we are moving towards the technology at the industry end. These are some of the technologies that we are focusing as part of industry 4.0 or industry X. So for example, big data analytics, cloud computing, cyber security, horizontal and vertical integration, robotics, augmented reality, additive manufacturing, simulation, and IoT. So these are some of the major arms which we are basically looking forward how we can implement, how we can help the industry to use this as at their best, so that they can get the best outcomes while leveraging any of these technologies. Either they can use one of them or they can use any of the technologies in combination. And whether you will believe or not, let me tell you one thing. Today, there was time like when we used to say like, okay, someone is working on maybe onto application side, someone is working on the infrastructure side, someone might be working onto the network side. Today is the time when if someone is working onto a network side, it is also supposed that the person is also well aware of the application side, infrastructure side. Everything is very much well connected. The way we are talking about the IoT, Internet of Things, interconnected of the things, similarly it is basically interconnected of all the technologies. So even if we are using IoT, it is very much important to understand how we are basically going to use the data at the best. If we are going to use data, we have to also understand how we can create various analytical visualization out of the data. If we are using if we are creating the analytical visualization of the data, we have to also understand how we can create various models out of the data so that we can create some sort of learning pattern for the computer. And following to that, it can understand we can develop machine learning algorithms or deep learning algorithms for the computer. If we understand this deep learning and machine learning concepts, we have to also understand how we can bring that ahead so that we can also create some sort of AI-led machines. We also call it as artificial intelligence. If that is the possibility, we have to also understand if there is something called computer vision. I will take all those things together in the subsequent slide. But in short or in crisp, I would say that if you are going to, or if you are interested in one of the technologies, it is not that you have to focus only upon that particular technology. Rather, you have to be a jack of all trades. You have to understand how other technologies are also working and how other technologies are very much interrelated, connected with the technology where you are basically focusing upon specialization. Then only you can understand then only you can see how you can sustain in the future world what is actually coming on the way. Here I have just given a short glimpse of today's technical world, how technology is basically changing, how we are basically adopting technology. And as you must have heard, our government of India or state government is basically looking forward to set up a smart city. So how smart city actually is being, how we can build a smart city. Smart city can be built with the help of smart systems which are digitally connected to each other, whether it is your smartphone, whether it could be your smart house or home, whether it could be your smart car or driverless car, even smart retails like Amazon Go, or it could be your smart healthcare system, automated credit scoring, fraud detection and protection systems, intelligent e-commerce platforms. So everything together work upon to ensure that we can come up with a kind of infrastructure which will help to build a city smart. And at the same time, when each and every individual is very much competent, is very much educated with how to use this digital applications or digital stuffs in an optimal way, then only we can consider that this city will be much more smarter. So although obviously while using all these things, while adopting these technologies, we can very well confirm that okay, city is going to be smart, the nation is going to be smart, but at the same time, it all depends upon people of that city, people of that country, how they are going to adopt, how they are going to use these technologies at their best to get the best out of the technologies what we are currently using, and following to that they can contribute to make the country much smarter than what we are thinking. So students, what I would suggest you that this is the time, I'm not sure in which whether how many of you are doing BTech or BSc or maybe MSc or whatever be. So whatever be your career journey, or irrespective of whether you are in your first year or second year or third year, I would suggest this is the time when you should think or you should rethink that you want to go ahead in your journey in your like in your career journey, basically what are all the things which are of your interest. As I believe, like Mr. Sagar already told, that there are certain instances when you have to unlearn what you have learned, you have to relearn, and then you have to adopt, like you have to go with what you have learned. But again, I would say that like it is not about unlearning something, it is something like you have learned, you just take that with you, but at the same time you should be open to learn further new things as well, so that you can very well compare the difference, what you have learned and what is new that you have got, and you can very well use them in a smarter way. Okay, one important, like before I should get into the main topic, I just want to understand if you have heard about VUCA, VUCA, VUCA. This is an acronym. Any one of you have heard about VUCA? Or why it is required? Why are we very much concerned about this VUCA world? Anyone try? You can try. Or maybe if you want, you can Google as well. VUCA. In the recent past, you must have heard, like many of the startups got closed. Many startups laid off their employees. Even big companies like Microsoft, Google, TCS, big companies have laid off their employees. Do you know what is the reason? Anyone? You can make the session interactive. There is not like that I will just say and you just have to listen. You can also contribute. Anyone? Why organizations are getting closed, or why organizations are laying off their employees?
तो स्मार्ट वर्क हो गया.
Sorry?
स्मार्ट वर्क.
Smart work.
दूसरा डिमांड सप्लाई.
Okay.
ये दो फैक्ट्री है.
So smart work and demand supply, these are the two reasons for this. So both of them are very much right. But what else? Actually, VUCA says like this. The first thing is volatility. The business environment is very much volatile, very much competitive. Changes are there. Every now and then there is change. Every now and then some new technologies are coming. Every now and then some new companies basically entering into the market. You never know. You can't feel that, okay, you can set up a monopoly in the market unless otherwise you have really something out of the box product or a service to serve your customer. Otherwise, your market will always. Volatility is one of the components of VUCA. Uncertainty. After a while, and that is very much impacted most of the organization, whether it is a cash cow or it could be your startup. After a while, an organization always thinks about to expand its horizon from one region to another region, from one location to another location, across the geographies. And when I'm saying across the geographies, it is not about the global presence, but it could be within a particular nation as well. Say, for example, a startup might have started its business within Dehradun, but later on, it is basically thinking to expand its business to some other location as well, maybe into Delhi, Punjab, and so and so. The most difficult part over here is the unfamiliar territory. So if I am going to expand my business from one location to another location, and if I am not well aware of the behavioral aspect of that particular locality, it is quite likely that I am going to face a lot of challenge while we will start running our business there. So another part of this VUCA is basically uncertainty. The next part is complexity. What is complexity? Suppose your organization has different branches across different locations. Now, suppose one organization is there in India, another organization there is in China, another one is maybe in Philippines, another one could be in US, like that. From every location there are so many data that are coming, there are so many applications that are running, there could be different statutory laws that are imposed into the sales and all. So like the complexity that may arise over a period of time. Say for example, if you start a kind of आप एक चाय का दुकान आप खोल लो देहरादून में, you are the only one and you can very well serve the customers and you know कि कितने सारे customers आएंगे and you can very well serve them very easily. बट वही चीज अगर आप स्टार्ट करोगे एट अ लार्जर स्केल, आप देहरादून में कर रहे हो, देहरादून से आप थोड़ा सा बाहर आप निकल जाओ, नैनीताल में आप करो, नैनीताल से आप थोड़ा सा और बाहर निकल जाओ, चलो दिल्ली में भी करते हैं, दिल्ली से बाहर थोड़ा सा करते हैं, हिमाचल में भी करते हैं, you will see the level of complexity will increase gradually and there will be a time when you will feel that these complex applications or this complex data must be managed in such a way that you can get the best result out of it, so that it is not only to manage the business holistically, but at the same time you can also ascertain that the customers whom you are basically serving will be retained by you. That is what the complexity is talking all about. And the ambiguity, I think for ambiguity, our speakers have already talked about this ambiguity. Innovation, every person has got different thoughts about the product, about a service. Say for example, I'm just taking an example of a soap, say Lux soap. One thing is sure, that every person will have different thought about that product Lux soap. Someone will say okay it is good, someone will say okay its fragrance is good, someone will say it is not so good as compared to some other. So you have to be very much open to take the feedback of the customer. If you are serving the customer, feedback of customer in today's world is very important to ensure that you will be sustainable in the market. Otherwise you will be just thrown out of the market in case you don't take care of customer sentiments. So this ambiguity is basically will come when there are so many thoughts that are coming into the place and you are not well aware from where I should go with, and you will get stuck at certain point from where it will be very much difficult for you to proceed ahead. So these are the four components which is basically affecting today's industries. Whether you take whatever be the industries I have given example, or maybe the startups, they all are basically facing this kind of problem, and because of which they are basically getting shut. Either they are facing problem with the finance, they are facing problem with the customers, whatsoever be. But at the end of the day, it is the employees who are getting affected out of it. So this is what the VUCA, and how you can counter the VUCA with visionary thoughts. You have to think just out of the box. Understand the locations, understand the territory where you are going to spread your business. You should have clarity about the data. And finally, agility. You have to be very much agile in this world. It is not that like the traditional mode of doing business or the traditional way of delivering something. So this will not work at all. You have to very much go along with the way today what is being expected. You have to go along with that. And for that, you need to have certain things like innovation is certainly one of the point. Along with innovation, your performance, your reflection, your risk-taking aptitude, and at the same time, you have to be open. Even if someone is talking negative about you, about your product, you have to accept the fact, because you are serving someone, and in case they are giving you some negative feedback, you have to accept and you have to correct that one, so that next time the same person should appreciate your product or the service. This is what industry is now looking forward. So tomorrow when you will join an organization, any organization, whether it is a software organization, non-software organization, doesn't matter. It is all about like how you are serving, or how you are basically looking forward to ascertain that your organization should be fit enough in this competitive world. Looking into the other part, that is the data. I was talking about the data for quite some time. So we also, like many times you must have heard about like data is the future fuel. Why that data is the future fuel? Because when you are selling something, when you are interacting with someone, there is always an exchange of information. How many of you have seen that, like जब आप किसी रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हो, किसी मॉल में जाते हो, they normally ask you to give a little bit of your description, your name, your phone number, your email address, your feedback as well. This is very important because they are basically collecting all your data. Once the data has been collected, even including your transactional data as well. First of all, with the data, we can do two types of activities. Either we can look back or we can look forward. I will come down to look forward later. First, let me look back. We also call it as retrospection of data. With this retrospection, we normally perform two types of assessment. One is the descriptive, just like a tabular kind of thing, wherein I can get how many customers were there, or what type of feedback that I have received, who are all the stakeholders, supply chain model, all those things I can very well see with the help of the descriptive part. With the diagnostic part, I can very well create some sort of visualization, which will give me a more clarity. Say for example, which are all the regions, which are all the locations from where I have got the maximum demand or maximum request, or maybe which are all the regions wherein like our sales team is getting a lot of hurdles in order to set up the business. So those things we can very well get to know from the diagnostic. However, with the help of the data, these historic data and the real-time data, we can also train the system in such a way that it can do the prediction as well. Next time, when we will go to similar kind of region, system can very well predict whether our business can be sustainable in that particular region or not. Rather than doing some research work from our end, it is the system who will basically tell us how we are going to perform, what are the likely chance or likelihood for us to sustain in that particular market or in that particular region. So those things are basically part of the predictive. And then the prescriptive part, wherein just like a doctor, when you visit a doctor, it basically performs, doctor based upon your symptoms and all, it basically prescribes you for go to diagnostic, and following to that, after getting the diagnostic result, doctor prescribes certain medicines. This is the medicinal things, wherein data will basically, the data with which the system has been trained will basically prescribe you what are all the best steps that you can consider in order to sustain or in order to increase your profitability in a particular market. Because it may happen that we may not get the insight about the data based upon thousands of data. But again, the way the system might have been trained, system can very well let us know what are all the best possibilities through which we can ascertain the maximum profitability in a particular market, in a particular time. Say for example, during festivals and all, what are all the products that should be there at the front, and what are all the things that can be kept in the back row. All those things can very well be helpful with the help of the prescriptive analytics. So this is how we are basically moving towards. And when I'm talking about the modeling, data modeling and training of the system, I'm basically referring to this machine learning part. As in the interest of time, I cannot get into the machine learning or deep learning into detail, but this is how we basically train the system to understand by its own that how system will how system can interact with us, and with the help of the data, with the help of the test data, it can very well let us know what could be the possibility, what could be the future, and what all the steps that I should take so that we can very well counter any kind of challenges that may incur in the given point of time. Coming down to the enablers for Industry X, so these are some of the enablers, starting with the cloud. I hope most of you have heard about cloud. Badal, what is cloud? Why do we use cloud? Or चलो इतना बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. What is the advantage of using cloud? Anyone can volunteer?
For safe and secure data storage.
For safe and secure data storage, that's fine. What else? Data storage is one of the aspects of cloud. What else?
Different parameters can be arranged together to analyze the
Analyze different.
For example, different parameters, we have any variable, we have different parameters. Those can be connected together. And one parameter depends upon the another. So if you analyze one parameter, another parameter will be affected. So those can be done simultaneously.
Yeah, but that can be that can come under this data-driven intelligence, not into the cloud as such. But yes, through cloud we can very well use this sort of computations basically, like wherein we are basically analyzing the data at that level, wherein we are comparing huge set of data along. But what is the purpose of cloud?
Light, fast, and access from anywhere.
Okay, light, fast, and it can be accessibility basically, like it can be accessed from anywhere at any point of time, 24/7 it's available. But anything above than that?
Service.
Service. What type of service?
Any service, anywhere.
Service.
Virtualization.
Virtualization. Correct. Today we all are basically looking for a kind of service which should be pocket friendly, isn't it? There was time, I remember, when we talked about सॉफ्टवेयर. ये सॉफ्टवेयर हो गया, ये हार्डवेयर हो गया. सॉफ्टवेयर में जितने तरह का आपका वो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, एप्लीकेशन है, वर्ड, एक्सेल, पावर पॉइंट, डॉटनेट, वॉटनेट, ये सारे एप्लीकेशन हो गया, इवन डेटाबेस एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. चलो अब हार्डवेयर में देखते हैं. अच्छा स्टोरेज है, ये हार्ड डिस्क कितने जीबी का है, अच्छा इतना टेराबाइट, इतना जीबी, चलो ठीक है फाइन. अच्छा ये प्रोसेसर है, अच्छा इसका ये नेटवर्क होगा, ऑल दोस थिंग्स. What if I say, like today, in today's time, we are not actually looking into these hardware. Everything has become software. Everything has become software. किफायती, pocket friendly, complete pocket friendly. आपको कोई हार्डवेयर खरीदने की जरूरत नहीं है. Everything is available as a service. आपको बस सब्सक्राइब करना है. Just like your OTT platform. आपको Amazon पसंद है, Amazon Prime, आप सब्सक्राइब कर लो. आपको नेटफ्लिक्स पसंद है, आप सब्सक्राइब कर लो. आपको हॉटस्टार पसंद है, आप सब्सक्राइब कर लो. अच्छा कल पसंद नहीं, आप अनसब्सक्राइब कर लो. सेम वे कंप्यूटर क्लाउड. The way you want to scale it up or scale it down, it is completely up to you. Everything is virtual. इसमें आप डेटा भी आप स्टोर कर सकते हो, आप स्टोरेज भी आप बढ़ा कम सकते हो, आप अपना नेटवर्क बैंडविड्थ भी कम ज्यादा कर सकते हो, प्रोसेस स्पीड आप जो चाहोगे. नॉट ओनली दिस वन, इवन यू कैन क्रिएट servers as well, virtual servers, virtual machines which end users can very well use. That can very well be possible with the help of cloud computing, and that is the beauty of cloud. अब आपको कोई चीज आपको प्रोक्योर करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You just have to subscribe. You can go for any kind of public cloud, whether it is AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, or it could be Microsoft Azure, or it could be GCP, Google Cloud Platform, anything. And you will get similar kind of seamless platform in everywhere, including your operating system. We also call it as platform as a service. You can very well get that one on this cloud. Data, I believe like for data, I have already talked a lot about data, and I believe like at the moment of time, we are having quite a basic knowledge about what is machine learning and deep learning, and this is how like we are basically using data for performing various types of analytics as well as to train the machine so that like machine can mimic the human behavior with the help of its cognitive learning. And artificial intelligence is basically the extraction from this data. So today, when there was time when we talk about AI, and AI was based upon the processor speed, the overall infrastructure of a system. We used to call it okay, supercomputer hai, ye hai, wo hai. But today, hardly you have to work upon the supercomputer to create such kind of AI-led machines. You just have to use the data. You have to use the data cloud. You have to create the models out of the data. You have to train the system so that system can mimic the human behavior. That is what the AI all about. And industries, again, like when I'm saying industry is basically a complete horizon. I'm not talking about in IT industry. I'm not talking about healthcare industry, I am not talking about BFSI, I am not talking about textile, I am talking about all the industries which are basically using all these technologies in order to ensure that they can give the best service to their clients, to their customer, to their consumers. Computer vision, have you heard about computer vision? What is that computer vision is? Anyone? Computer vision? And why it is required? What is the purpose of computer vision? हमारे पास तो विजन है ना, हम लोग 2-3 गार्ड भी रख सकते हैं विजन करने के लिए, तो कंप्यूटर विजन की क्या जरूरत है? Anyone?
Computer visions are generally required that when we are not active, then we require someone to be active for that purpose.
Minimum mistake you can say, so that we can get minimum mistake for any kind of work.
And how computer can view something? उनके पास आँख तो होता नहीं है. Sensors, okay. Basically, computer के पास तो अपना कुछ आँख होता नहीं है. So we have to give some sort of support to it. Either it can be with the help of camera, or it can be with the help of chips, or we can also say like sensors or IR chips as well. We as human beings are having certain we may feel tired, we may feel fatigue after a while. However, this camera can work 24/7, and if we may or if we can give some sort of intelligence into the camera, that like detecting something, understanding what type of image that it has got or what type of video it has got, and based upon the assessment or based upon the diagnostic, it can very well trigger something. Say for example, computer vision has been implemented in a oil and gas industry, wherein it will basically scan through all the pipelines. Wherever it might have seen there is a crack in the pipeline, it will basically send a trigger. This is one of the use cases I was actually planning to discuss with you. So this is something what we have implemented in the recent past. That like we have worked with one of the major oil and gas companies in US, wherein we have used all these technologies, artificial intelligence, computer vision, data analytics, to look into all the gas pipelines, to go through or to scan through all the pipelines and to detect if there is any corrosion or not, if there is any crack or not, and in case it has identified any sort of cracks or corrosion in the pipeline, it has basically given a trigger. Like, okay, these are the parts wherein like this type of corrosion has incurred, and you have to take needful action in order to ensure there should not be any leakage of gas while they are passing through those pipelines. So this is the power of computer now. This is the power of digital intelligence now. Like even with the help of camera, you don't have to go anywhere. You have to sit somewhere in the control room, and the camera will basically tell you what are all the things that are happening around, and it will also prescribe you what are all the actions to be taken so that any incident should not happen in the near future. Natural language processing is another way. Say for example, many of you are using Google Assistant, or many of you may have Alexa or Siri. What is the purpose of that one? It can very well understand human language, whether it is your English, Hindi, or any kind of native language. It can very well understand. It can understand what you are saying, what command you are basically giving, and it can interpret that command and can execute what is actually required. This is also one of the important technologies that are being used or that will be used in the upcoming market. Maybe at the moment of time we are not exploiting the best out of NLP, but very soon we are basically targeting how we can use NLP at its best. Next could be your intelligent robotic arms, or we also call it as mobile robotics, Internet of Things, smart drones, smart tracking systems, and immersive reality. We also call it as metaverse. Have you heard about metaverse? What is that metaverse is? Let me give you an example of this metaverse. A few days back, I think like 2 or 3 days back, I got a call from Air India Authority, and it was basically telling me, or the person who has called me, he was basically asking, because they are going to set up an innovation lab or innovation hub in the Air India, and they were basically asking me, what suppose someone is traveling from Italy and wants to see our international airport without coming over, without physically present in our airport, is it possible or not? Which is virtual reality. It is the, we also call it as not virtual, it is basically the immersive reality. When you can immerse yourself in that particular environment without being present physically. You can very well see, you can very well feel what is there around. You can enjoy the ecstasy, and fall into that. You can very well, you can take very well some sort of decision, okay, whether I should go there or not. Say for example, you want to visit maybe Taj Mahal, say for example. It may happen that you are not getting that much of time to visit Taj Mahal. So even if you are sitting at your home or maybe at your office, you can very well visit Taj Mahal and you can return back with the help of this immersive technology. So where do we use this immersive technology or this metaverse? Say for example, you have to purchase a car. It is quite possible that the model what you are basically looking for, that will come maybe after a month or so. Are you saying that like you are going to wait for the car to arrive? No, not required anymore. You can very well use the power of immersive reality to see the car or to view the car in and out. You can see the complete 360 degree of the car. You can even change the color of the car. You can also change the seat cover of the car. You can do whatever you want, which may not be possible even if the car is present physically in the store, in the showroom. It is not possible. If the car is of blue color or red color or black color, you have to go with that color only. However, with the help of this immersive reality or with this augmented reality, it is very much possible to make the change. You can very well customize your product as per your need, and accordingly you can book the car as you have wished for. So this is what the use of immersive reality. Now let us come to generative AI. What is generative AI? In the recent past, you must have heard about ChatGPT. It has stolen so many of jobs, isn't it? Now, in like a few days back, I visited one of the institutions there in Delhi, and the students were asking, like, is it something like there is a threat with AI? Should we really look forward for AI, or AI should be removed altogether because it's a threat for the humankind? So, and like today, like we are like I believe like it's ChatGPT 4 or 5 what we are basically working upon. What is chat? What is the purpose of ChatGPT? By this AI, why did we expand this AI to this way that today we are talking about the generative AI? Is it really required?
Somewhere, no, I don't guess it. Somewhere it is required.
No, whether it is required at an extent, like how extent it is required, because in the recent news it was published that Elon Musk has asked OpenAI to stop doing further research on ChatGPT. It has hold this ChatGPT part. Let's not go beyond this one. Whatever has been developed, let it be for now. We will see later on. Why? Is there any risk the way it has been developed? See, what is the purpose? We have to understand what is the purpose of AI. AI is basically artificial and intelligence. So intelligence is very much natural by its own nature. So every person, every human being, every animal does have certain level of intelligence. Now when we create something artificially, and that intelligence is basically called as artificial intelligence, and those intelligence are basically created based upon the data, training data, and then the system will be, and in such a way that system can train itself. We also reinforced learning, or even the cognitive learning as every time it may create, every time it will work on a particular given problem, it will learn by its own, and then it will come down to the most optimized solution. So this generative AI has been developed in such a way it can create certain contents by its own, like it can create, it can compose songs, it can compile stories, it can even write programs as well. You don't have to write programs. So suppose someone is not good at Python, not good at R, don't worry. Your chat GPT is there who can very well write the program. Suppose you are fail, your code is not working properly, it is getting failed every time when you are compiling it or interpreting it. Don't worry, chat GPT is there which can very well debug the code. If you are going to solve some problem, mathematical problem or maybe problem related to science, physics or chemistry, chat GPT is there who can very well solve the problem. Just imagine this time that is going to come when it may happen, teachers would not be required. It is not a threat, I'm not saying that it is a threat, but there will be a time when teachers are not required, whether in the school or college. It is the chat GPT who can very well talk to you as if someone is talking, just as a human being is talking to you, with the help of this NLP, with the help of this data, training data, and other, like other powerful methods has been actually imparted into this generative AI component. And it is not that chat GPT which is basically playing around this generative AI. There are many other chat GPT, Bart from Google, it could be Bing AI, it is DAL E2. So these are some of the examples of this generative AI, which is basically the future of our technology, and this is also going to be used in the industry at a scale.
Hello. Hello. कुछ बच्चे यहाँ हैं अभी कतार में दो.
Should we wait for some time while let's come? Okay, great. Thank you. Next part, and I believe that this is the last part. I believe this is we are over here. We are talking about the rise of bots, or we also call it as virtual or digital workforce. What is that? So far, we have been talking about recruitment of people, and I believe Mr. Sagar has already told, like, slowly and gradually there are certain jobs that are getting obsolete in the market. Say for example, data entry job, and there are clerical job, administrative job, they are getting obsolete in the market. Why? Because these sort of bots are actually taking place over here. We have come up with various bots, we have developed various bots in the past 4 or 5 years, which can very well mimic human behavior as well. We don't have to employ other additional people, rather it can very well work as just as a human or human workforce. It is basically the soft bots, it is not the physical bot, that, and these bots are already present there in the system. It can very well act the way we want. So the data will be passed through and it will basically work the way a human, say for example, we have to enter the data from Excel to some application. These bots can very well perform those activities. For that, we do have our technology called RPA, robotic process automation, with which we can very well go ahead, we can very well develop such kind of robotic bots which can very well be installed into various systems or servers and can very well be used in, and even like chatbots, for example. Many of the sites you may visit to the site, automatically a chat pops up. It doesn't mean that someone is sitting at behind. It is the bot who's basically interacting with you. So it can very well understand your questions, it can answer your questions and all. So again, from that perspective also, we haven't recruited any person who is basically interacting with the customer. It is basically the bot who is basically interacting with the person and can understand the questions and all. So why do we use these chatbots? Because it is time and money saver, it eliminate errors, it enhances efficiency and productivity, it scales up. It can very well be scaled up, and it is also agile. Agile in the sense that we can very well customize at a scale whatever we need or whatever with the extent that we need. Efficient customer engagement with the help of the chatbot. 24/7 availability, which is not possible with one single person. Say for example, there are certain situations where we need 24/7 for our client, and for that many times we have to hire 3 persons. Someone is working starting from 6 o'clock to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and from there again someone is working from 4 to again maybe 11 p.m. and in the late evening, and following to that someone has come at 12 in the midnight, and then again. So we have to hire 3 people. So rather than hiring 3 people, only with one bot itself I can very well get my work done. So that is the I will say that is the power of this digital workforce. So again, like this is the 24/7 availability, security compliance. Many a times we may overlook security compliance, security threats and all, but these bots will never. It will always look upon each and every step, and accordingly, whatever is there in the rule, it is basically a rule-based bots which can very well go as per the rule, and it will also adhere all the security concerns. And finally, use as a service. You can very well use these bots as a service, and you can also get the return out of it. It is not only saving cost, but it is also giving you some sort of revenue as well. It is also helping you to generate revenue. So these are some of the major, I will say, or prominent benefits for this bots. That is the reason why we are moving towards this virtual workforce or digital workforce. But that again doesn't mean that your employment is in threat. It is basically talking about like how you can upskill yourself. Time has already got changed. It is not the same what you might have heard or seen 10 years back. So, and again, after this 10 years, things will further get changed because this chat GPT and all these things have been already invented. So you have to upskill in such a way that you can very well be sustainable in the marketplace. Okay, these are, I just have given what all the types of bots that we have currently today. Chatbots, we do have chatbots, we do have monitoring and alert bots, simple RPA bots are there, event debugging bots are there, there could be custom bots, and finally, intelligent cognitive bots which can very well learn by itself and can do the work as per the need basis. The way human beings can perform the work, so the bots can also perform the work as per the human requirement and as per the organization requirement. So these are some of the bots where we are investing our time to develop. Our engineers are basically developing these bots and are already being used by various several clients across different industries. And that is the reason why I'm saying like Industry X is all about how we are going to leverage or how we are going to exploit the maximum benefits of technology, whether it's bot or whether it's AI or whether it's computer vision, whether it's IoT. Each and everything can very well be utilized in this Industry X. This is industrial Internet of Things, wherein like we are working upon asset tracking system, augmented reality, condition-based mobile robots, processing of connected products, and there are many other aspects wherein like we are looking forward like how we can automate the operational and processes which are already being used or which are there in the industry, and we can very well help our clients to ensure that they can very well save their time and money with the help of the digital presence. Quickly moving to the next slide. So I believe like I have already given I have already discussed one of the use cases of this AI, wherein I gave you an example of a pipeline, wherein we have developed a drone-based computer vision technologies, wherein the drone basically goes through several pipelines and it basically checks if there is any sort of corrosion or cracks that might be present in the pipeline, and based upon that it basically triggers the server that these are some of the places or these are some of the points wherein severe to lower range of corrosion or cracks have been detected, and what is the volume of leakage is there, and what sort of preventive action to be taken. So we have developed a kind of solution wherein it is basically doing it is not only retrospecting the what you call the pipelines and all. It is not only inspecting the pipelines, but at the same time it is also predict what could be the challenges that it may have. It is also prescribing what are all the measures that would be taken, that should be taken in order to ensure that there should not be further leakage of gas or the petroleum that is basically going through those pipelines. Okay, from career perspective, let me jump to the career perspective directly. From career perspective, those who are from computer science background or non-computer science background, again I'm saying non-computer science background, it is not required that you have to, because as I already told, that the future is all about the amalgamation of industry and digitization together. So those who are interested to go into that part, so I have basically divided the entire technology into these four segments. Either you can select for data science. Under this data science, you can go for data analytics and visualization, next generation DBA and DB process and architects, big data engineering, blockchain, and you can also go for the entire data scientist program. In case you are interested in AI, then in that case, you can go for RPA, robotic process automation. You can go for machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, natural language processing, or even the neurocomputing. In case you are interested for cloud computing, then in that case, you can very well opt for them. You can go for enterprise large-scale computer applications, intelligent cloud infrastructure, fog and edge computing, and finally the cloud security. And then in case you are more interested into augmented reality or maybe the emerging technologies, these are some of the streams which you can very well follow, like augmented VR and immersive technology, Internet of Things, intelligent smart devices, hybrid AI, quantum computing. So it is completely up to you, like what are all the things, what are all the technologies where you are interested. But trust me, these are the technologies which are going to be on prime demand. Even like at the moment also these are very much on demand, but in future these are some of the technology which will always be on the demand. So you can very well opt or select for any of these or any of the combination, and you can very well build your career accordingly. Again I am saying, so it is not related to a particular industry. I am not saying that okay, if you are just looking forward for computer like ITES or maybe for computer science, so it is not about this one. So irrespective of whichever industry you are going, these things are going to be used for sure in the recent future. And finally, from job perspective, India is anyway, it is going to be an epicenter. Even right now also it is the epicenter. So if you have heard about like this Microsoft and Google and any other companies as well, they are firing or they are laying off the resources. Do you know which all the countries which are getting affected at the large? It's not India, for sure. India is the last one who is getting impacted out of this. It is basically the US, the Western countries. Why? Because whether you will take in a positive way or negative way, it is completely you. We are the cheapest labor one can ever find. That is the reason maximum IT-related support and services have been outsourced to India, not even Philippines, not even Malaysia, it is India. And we have got so many resources from India itself. Most of the companies, most of the MNCs, whether it is Infosys, Accenture, Oracle, whatsoever be the maximum number, percentage of employees belong to India only. At least 1 lakh, 2 lakhs of employees just belong to India. Rest of the employees belong to some different locations across the globe. So I will say like 50 to 60% of the population is from India only. So आपका job तो secured है, but at the same time, as I told you, like it is up to you, like how you want to upskill yourself, what all the skills and competency you just want to build within you, so that like you can be relevant to the organization, you should be relevant to the industry, particular industry. There are huge opportunities for startup as well. Our Honorable Prime Minister has come up with so many initiatives that today we have got a lot of opportunities in the field of startups and all, and many of the universities and like they have already set up their incubation lab, which you can very well avail and you can go with it. Demand of IT and ITS is very much at the highest part. Demands for domain consultant and subject matter expert. So there are so many things you can very well take the photograph, like you can very well take the snap of it. And these are some of the industries where you can very well use the technology. So I have taken tech and the industry together. Say for example, if I'm talking about the BFSI, that is banking and financial institutions. So it is like fintech. If I'm talking about the HR, then it is HR tech. If I'm talking about the healthcare and life sciences, this is health tech. So likewise, so every industry, every organization is looking forward for those skilled resources who can make certain changes or radical changes in their organizations. And that is the reason why I'm saying the career opportunity with these technologies are very much bright. It is all about you, like how you want to upskill yourself, what are all the technologies you want to adopt based upon your interest level. So with this, I am very much closing my session. And even like before I should close this, I just want to show you. I just want to show you one video which is related to metaverse and which has been implemented by Walmart. This is one of the use cases which I want to show. Is it can we audio maybe speaker?
On your left, go ahead and grab that and then place it in your chart.
So basically, it is basically showing like virtually how you can like purchase your items even when you are at your home. You don't have to go to physically be there, present there in the retail store.
Your age has already been pre-verified by the provider, so no need to wait for an ID check. You just place the item in your cart when it opens your resume.
Okay, with this, I want to conclude my session. This was one of the examples of metaverse wherein the entire shop was actually virtualized, and even your transaction experience was also virtualized, as if you are basically playing some game. But the reality was basically you are purchasing something even when you are located remotely. You don't have to come down to the retail store to purchase something. You can very well see all those products virtually. You can very well pick it up. You can very well put them into the virtual cart, and when you are going out of the store, automatically the whatever be the amount that has been there, like that has been billed, so that will be basically debited from your account. So this is how the future is, and intentionally I have given you this example, or I have shown this video so that you can get some sort of glimpse what sort of what type of future that we are basically anticipating with the help of the technology or future technology. So with this I am concluding the session for today. Any question that you would like to ask me? Okay, thank you.
Because you have told about pros, phone pros. What are phones? Cost of technology.
See, there is no as such cons, I will say, like because of this technology something is in the stake or so. But yes, like as I told, like now in the recent discussion, it was like